only. Glad you guys can make it out. I'm making some claims that are pretty outlandish, but I can back them up. Boom. End of story. There is no other crypto out there, so don't get it twisted. If you don't understand where you're parking your money, you're gonna pay the consequences for that, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Boom. We're obliterating everybody, literally. There is nobody else that comes close to what Hex has done. Boom. Oh, it's about to get funky. Funkier than you could have ever imagined. You know, Richard Hart is a boss. Hex is literally the best thing on the planet. It's simple mathematics. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. I mean, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all deep. Everybody. My God. Ex-Asians, bro. Everybody. Australians, man. Everybody gets it. Yo, when is it told you? Dollar Cost told you. Everybody done told you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I told you.
That is so fiery.
Yeah, that shit is a great way to start every damn show. Seriously.
Every damn day, dude. That should be your alarm clock.
Yo, seriously, right? Like, yeah, that's some motivating type shit, bro. Because damn, it is that easy.
I think I heard my goofy ass laugh in there too.
It's that easy though. It's that easy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Damn, it's crazy, man.
Thanks, guys. That intro. Yep. That's
yeah, you crushed it, man. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do next after this one, but you'll
it's
figure it out,
man. You know, I made like 4
You'll
of them.
You'll figure it
already.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Mark. That first stream that I was on, it was like 4 hours, but I did make the observation about the preceding stream where you said, "Hey guys, Wales isn't in the room. Check it. Just put on the hardest beat you have in your collection and just let Wales talk over the beat." You were like, "It's dope."
It always works, man. It just always works.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh?
Just for everyone that's listening right now, just open up another tab, go to YouTube, and just find some aggressive. Like I found that aggressive rap beats work the best with Wilson's voice. So just do aggressive rap beats, and then just get like a mixtape of an hour or something. Put it on a low volume, and then you will have the best evening ever, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the way that
matter of fact, I'm doing it right now.
The way they used to use Malcolm X in the old golden era hip hop, we're going to be using Wales only now. Going forward, man. I'm telling you,
that'd be an honor. That'd be an honor. Wow. Imagine.
Look out!
Wow. Crazy, man.
Well, me and Mark will both make music, so between he and I, we can make sure it starts strong. You know.
Well, we're on a mission, right? We're definitely on a mission. That's for sure. That's
the funny thing. I'm a videographer. I don't even make music. I just put stuff together in a video editor.
Oh, really?
but once you understand like videography or editing, you also understand a little bit on tempo and understand timing and stuff. So then you can also make some music, and then it's always, those skills are always transferable on other things. Like I can also edit pictures now, and I can do some animations, and it's just always I get skills not just to get that skill, but to be able to do all the other skills that are entangled with that skill.
Yeah, and then you become like a autonomous organization all in yourself.
Yeah, you can do everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
and then at some point you will reach that point where everyone's gonna say, "How did you even do that?" And you can't explain it because you've spent years doing all kinds of random stuff while everyone was watching TV.
Oh my God!
Right.
It becomes second nature, man. Second nature.
That's it, man. That's pretty much how it goes, man. Right? No matter what it is, that's typically exactly what happens, because you're just like, how else do I know all this random shit?
Right.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it, man.
Well, I could say it right here since we're on that topic. Wales and I, this is probably the 6th time we've done something live together. I not only believe that we knocked it out of the park every time we work together, but people tell me that we knocked it out of the park. And I tell them, I'm like, look, we have never pre-planned a single moment of anything that we've ever done. It's just us interacting, with Markable and me and Wales. We're just being ourselves, folks. None of this is scripted out. It's from the heart.
Yeah, it's really basic, man. We just
talking. That's it.
I mean, we're just talking. I mean, it's really just basic stuff. It's just real basic stuff.
To you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? This is kind of the feature, right, of being a Hexican for me, right? Because this is like, how much luckier can a person get? Right, this is what I was already doing anyway, so it's not even like it's anything brand new for me. Like, this is just what I'm doing anyway.
Do you see what Motley just said? He says, "Get after." I still have 6 hours. Uh-oh. I don't think we were planning on going those 6 hours, man.
Right.
That would make it 4 a.m. for me.
Right. That's a nice little expectation there. So
I mean, Motley.
No pressure.
There is this super chat button that.
Right.
Get it, son. We know you got it. Get it.
Yeah, that's funny, man. You guys are crazy.
No, don't give Google money. Don't do it.
Right. Yeah. Please.
They have enough.
Yeah. Please don't. I really rather I just not receive them, but they happen. So.
Well, let me just slide a little address into that chat.
Oh man. So yeah, right. We just like, that's the thing, right? And that's my message to everybody all the time, right? Like, it seems like I'm somebody important or whatever. Nah, man, I'm just doing what I like doing.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's it.
Yeah. Roberto Clemente, Diego Maradona, Muhammad Ali, they never had a day of work in their lives, they said.
That's what I'm saying.
None of them.
I'm just having a good time because this is what I like to do. Right. Like, this to me is while it's serious business, is what I've been doing. Right. It's not just something that I do because I feel obligated to do so. Well, the obligation to me is to everybody that wants to learn, because not everybody knows that there's a wealth of information to be shared. Right. And that's what's important, right? That we all come to the same watering hole, which is YouTube for now. Until they shut us down, and share this useful information, so that we're all on the same page at all times and understanding the mission, right? Because the mission in reality is to attain freedom, and it's steps to it, right? It's not just get money and that's it. Like, it'd be nice to think it was that easy, but it's just not, right? Like, it's really, really, really just not. So there's a lot more to it, right? And that's, if you've watched more than 3 of my streams, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you have to be a part of the game in order to be able to play in it, right? And that's the message that you're going to learn here, right? When you come into this table, right? We're talking about building wealth here, not just some gains, right? Like, mad gains are nice, but we like X's where I'm from. Right, Bronx is like X's, right? Like, so it makes sense, right? So we like talking in X's, right? We like talking in hundreds of X's. I mean, since I've been in Hex, I've seen 167X move. That's not particular to me. There's been guys in Hex that have seen more X's than me, right? And got bigger bags than me. So again, it's all relative, and you have to understand that everybody gets their turn, and that's why it's never late, because this thing is literally, and if you watch my PE stream, where I literally break down exactly what the HEX price to earnings ratio is saying, you now know exactly what the hell HEX is doing. Thanks, Markable.
No. Look out. He's getting so hype. He's kicking shit around, man. He's so hype.
I almost spilled a whole glass of water over my computer. But well, I saved the water and the rest fell, so that's good.
Yeah, as long as nothing got messed up, you're good.
I'm still here, so it works. Damn
it. Meanwhile, he's got a ledger and like 4 inches of glass and
oh man.
So what's up, Mr. Wales? How are you feeling, sir?
I'm good, man. And it's days like today where we get to talk about cool stuff for fun. It's a good day, right? And I'm one of those lucky guys that has an audience and isn't just talking to himself anymore, right? And a lot of us, until we found HEX, we weren't, talking to anybody. We were just talking to ourselves. So
I was talking to a lot of people, but no one was listening.
Wow, there you go. Yeah.
Well, I was just rocking back and forth in the closet, so this is kind of nice. Like talking to myself.
You came out of the closet?
Oh, come on, right? Man. My man.
Too easy, man.
You got to watch that low-hanging fruit with
right.
Yes, Markable. I'm out of the closet. Thank you.
Happy to pick that low-hanging fruit.
I deserve it.
Oh man, that was so funny.
You got to be more careful.
Right.
Think on
you do with me around, I can make a song about you.
Right.
Oh my Jesus!
You never know.
So true.
Well, I better be nice. I better be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Oh shit, that's funny. He doesn't have to actually say anything. That's the funny part. Yeah.
Just that dangerous guy over in the corner observing everything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm most dangerous when I'm silent.
Right. That's so true. See, that's a power in that. Right. And that's like the same thing when it comes to staking. Right. Like there's some power in being able to just sit on your hands, letting the market do what it's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
You take advantage of opportunity, understanding what the opportunity is or where the opportunity presents itself. Right. Because like, again, we got HEX trading below 17 cents near the previous bottom. Right. Like T-shares are at 3,000. Like this is opportunity knocking. Right, because T-shares again pay you every single day. 5.826 T-shares nowadays. Like it's a good point in time, but it's typically 5.75 or so. Right, so when people are leaving the system, that's augmenting the yield because there's less people in the pool, so there's more water to go around. Right, so that's the importance of understanding the T-share count and how many people are actually or entities are actually in the system. Collecting HEX, because it matters, right? That's what actually determines the yield. It's not the price. So it's important we understand that because that's, rule number one. How do I get paid? Because at the end of the day, this is about getting paid. This isn't about anything else, right? How else do you plan to get generational wealth if it's not by being able to fast forward, making money that can retire you, right? I mean, is there some other way I don't know about? I don't know. I don't think so. Right, so that's important, and we got to keep that in mind. It's easy to get carried away with thinking we understand what we don't actually understand. When we don't understand something, like why staking is good or why it's a preferable strategy over trading, right? Because if you're one of those people that's still straddling the line, you can literally test out, right, how better you're going to perform versus staking by tracking yourself versus your stake. Right, that's one way to do it. Like there's a lot of ways to do it, right? And that I mean that's really the main way if you want to go about it trading, or just finding any other way to allocate money to a trade, right? Because that's what it ultimately boils down to. I want to go over some short-term staking strategies and stuff, but I want to talk about first before we actually go into the screen. What exactly is it that we're doing when we're staking and why it's important? Because it seems like we can talk about this a million different ways, because it's that important, right? And I think it's important to remember that when we're out here trying to take calculated risk, there is now something that exists that's called staking, right? That kind of removes that risk from the table. Like, you don't have to take these so-called calculated risk anymore, right? Now you can literally mathematically plot what your gains are going to be just based on yield. And that opportunity hasn't existed in a long time.
Hey, Wales, may I ask you a quick question? It's,
sure.
reflective of the tenor of our audience right now. We're getting a lot of people asking if you plan on covering the Pulse swap in this conversation today.
All right, can I address that real quick?
Well, whenever you're ready, sir. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. All right, so check it out, guys. There's nothing to cover. So I hope that was fun.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Right. Yeah.
So enough Pulse swap. Back to the show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the hell you see Pulse swap in the title, but I'm not here to talk about Pulse swap because there's nothing to talk about. Like all that there is to know, we all know. So I'm not Richard Hart. I'm not involved in anything Pulse Chain, so I'm not sure what you people want me to tell you.
Right. I notice a lot of people, I don't know where they get off, getting salty about this whole suggestion of some other sacrifice phase that I don't even know anything about myself. I haven't researched.
I mean, there's nothing to know because nothing's been announced. And that's the thing. People just need to relax and wait, bro.
Right. There it is. There it is, folks. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Like, what if it doesn't even happen? You just getting worked up for no reason. The fuck?
I don't know what Richard tweeted. I didn't even look at it yet. So
it doesn't matter. All he tweeted was that there could probably be a SAC for a Pulse swap token. That's all.
Probably. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
Whatever. Great.
That's so funny, man. People are getting their panties in the biggest bunch.
Bro, it's insane, man. Like, grown men need to learn how to act like grown men.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
We can hit on that a little later. I'm sorry to interrupt your point.
No worries, man. No worries. I mean, that's the thing, right? This all boils down to why inflation is important, right? Because this is ultimately the whole nexus of the conversation, right? Because people think that there's some shortcut to shit, and it just isn't.
Well, that's it. There it is. Entitlement.
Right. Yeah. Right? Like, there's no shortcut to anything. Like, you gotta just sit your ass down and wait, like the rest of us. So just be patient, man.
I think in the last, however many years, especially since 17, everybody's got that peripheral character in their lives, like Uncle Larry or somebody. And Uncle Larry found wrecked moon, and he made himself $300,000 out of like $15, and now everybody wants to be like fucking Uncle Larry or thinks it's possible.
And I'm just fucking like, Uncle Larry.
Yeah, man. And it's like,
that's so fucking funny. Fucking Uncle Larry.
Just get your head right, though, man. It's like, think about it. If you play like any lottery ever, like, I don't care whether you're talking about the 3 numbers, the 4 numbers, the 5 numbers, the big ones. How many motherfuckers hit that shit? Like, come on, dude. Like, with the promise coins and these moonshots. Like, I don't know what people think. Oh, man.
Yeah, that shit is too funny. Oh, man, but it's so true, right? I mean, people really think there's some shortcuts in life, and there isn't. Staking is the literal shortcut. I'm sorry. Like, that's as much as you're going to get.
I got a West Side Gun song for you guys. It's called Right Now. Listen to the West Side Gun song right now. It pretty much encapsulates the whole damn sentiment.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Right
now. Like, you can't just get shit right now. Like, even staking, right? Like people made staking, and even then people are still complaining. And that's the shortcut. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Like, that's life. You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to understand it. Here's this golden once in a lifetime opportunity to get something that might not be around in the future at this price, right? That actually provides a yield and actually pays you 24/7 like it's supposed to, right? Like, it literally pays you on time every day, and you don't even got to think about it. Like, I don't even check my stakes every day because I don't have to.
Yeah. No, me neither, man. That shit's there doing its thing.
Yeah, and like, that's the point, right? Like, you don't have to even sweat it. And even yet and still, people just don't give it its due. You know, it's respect, and it's kind of crazy because that action is literally making people retired on a consistent basis. So you gotta kind of wonder, like, what is going on out here? It reminds me of that Vince Lombardi GIF. You know what I'm talking about? That Vince Lombardi GIF when he's like,
I have
"What the
no
hell is
idea.
going?" Oh man, I gotta show it. I gotta show it. Damn, it's so funny, man.
Oh man, I remember Vince Lombardi when he was yelling at that ref, and he said, "You know what NFL stands for? Not for long, not for long."
Yo, that man was something else, boy. Ooh, I remember watching them NFL films when I was a kid. You know, those one from that
Oh yeah,
team.
that shit was all produced in Philly.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yep.
a third generation family affair
Yep.
with that
Yep.
company.
Correct.
Yep.
So I've been watching that stuff from then, and it's just been a good educational experience to me because I learned a lot from that dude. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, it probably shows off a little bit of my attitude because it's just some people are just some fucking woof. You know, it's just like, what is going on here, man? Like, where'd the men go? I don't know. They ain't out here, bro. A lot of these cats
What
just.
I tell you, man, it's the Betamax period. You know, you got to get your Pottery Barn catalog, some soft
It's crazy, bro.
sandals, little
It's
mocha
crazy.
latte.
It's like everybody wants everything handed to them, but they want everything, but they don't want to do nothing for it. Like, why? Why does it work that way, right?
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
mean,
going the way of the dodo. That will.
yeah, but that's the thing, bro. It's like, look, we even got staking now, right? And that's what this whole stream is about. Like, we over here trying to talk about like how to get money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even yet, and still, people want an even quicker way. Like, they're just not satisfied with the quickest, easiest way to make money. They still want something quicker and faster. And you know, the funny thing is that these are the same people that got $500, $1,000. You know, they don't really got that much money to put up in the first place, and they don't understand how easy it is to lose their money.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. It's not like it's hard. That is not hard. It's not hard to lose your money. And this is why staking is the most important thing. Like, you know, man, it's. Shout out to Wendy's for tendies. I gotta share my screen for this because.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just this is
That's
where we're
funny,
at,
man.
man. This is where we're at, and we gotta just sit here and remember what happens.
Ah, there it is.
The pussy index. Let's go.
Multifactorial crypto market sentiment analysis.
Shout out to my boy Wendy.
Be brave when others are pussies.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to my man Foss and the powwow folks. They said Donnell Victor was setting some heads straight in that Pulse main chat today. Good for you, Donnell, man. Sticking up for the right thing. Well, not a bunch of motherfuckers up in there being exactly what is indicated on the pussy index. They're like, Richard Hart is coming out with a pulse swap and he's going to have another sacrifice. I already sacrificed. I'm entitled. I'm entitled to have everything I want when I want it. Donnell's like, man, shut the fuck up, dude. What are you saying? Foss said he was literally clapping, like listening to Donnell set him straight today. So cheers. Hats off Donnell Victor, man.
Yeah, shouts out to him, man. That's crazy. Oh my. I don't even traverse those realms anymore.
I know I can't either. I can't
just
either.
cannot. I cannot.
In fact, those brothers that moderate that, I say, God bless you, sir. My hats off. You have patience. I do not.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It seems like there's no moderation going on in there because the level, the kind of like that, like the voice chat shouldn't even be on if nobody's there to moderate, and that's what it sounds like to me.
Like 117 motherfuckers, and none of them know what they're talking about. And then you got like somebody come up in there telling these guys how to, like, I don't know, like work with metal or some like welding or something for their passphrase protection. I don't even know, bro. I get confused easily, I guess.
Oh man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, you sound like a person that gets confused easily.
Yep. I own it.
Hey, if you're new to crypto and you've never seen anything before, crypto related, whatever, welcome. You've attained freedom. And please notice the banner below on my screen where it says "Never share, expose."
Yeah.
Seed phrase or private keys are extremely
important.
Never do that. Never click on random links. Never do nothing that your mama wouldn't want you to do, basically.
Yeah, and if you get an email or a phone call from somebody pretending to be Santa Claus, the baby Jesus, Muhammad, or Richard Hart, do not send your passphrase to that entity. Do not.
No matter how long they say their beard is, don't give it to them.
For sure. Never.
That would actually be the one time I would be tempted.
No. That's good to know.
Well, I'll just give you the first 6. How's that sound?
Oh, man, it's too funny.
Yeah, whales, man. The staking function of the code and the contract, it's literally like orchestral elegance. I think about what my man Lit says from My Life is Awesome. He says we need to get that never work again money. Right. NWAM all day, baby. Shout out to Lit.
That's the thing, man. Everybody's trying to get that, right?
Everybody's
trying to get that, and it's not like it's easy.
No, it's not easy.
Right? It's not easy. It's not something that happens in 2 days, right? And that's the thing that people got to understand. Let's say you got. Let's go to epex.com real quick. Let's go over some nice.
Mudley says he got a call from Richard one time on Telegram. He opened up the call with "You can go fuck yourself." Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's see. Let's DC where you're at.
He probably liked him more after that.
Right. Like,
yeah, knowing him.
Yeah. So let's say you got only 500, right? To get Hex, right? So that's probably really only going to leave. I don't got any gas in here, so it's not going to happen. But let's say after gas, you're really only going to be able to get 23,000. Let's be generous and say 25,000 Hex, 2,500 Hex, right? So let's go with 2,500 Hex. Let's say that's all you get. Right, the current price is 16 cents. Sorry. Let's say, so you're only allotted 0.12 T shares, right, with 1 day. So you're getting that and that alone. So let's say you really want this Hex, but you only got $500 worth. Right, so what are you going to do? You don't want to really take a $100 hit on gas, right? What is gas right now anyway?
No, let's not talk about this.
Me too, man. Because
I got raped the other night.
Oh man, yo, me too. Don't feel bad.
Yo, and
we all getting it.
Yeah, we're all getting it. Man.
Oh my god!
Yesterday, I literally saw a. I wanted to approve USDC spending, and I had to pay,
yes, I saw that too.
I had to pay $110.
Why?
I didn't do it.
$40 last time I talked to you, and that was too much. Oh my god!
Eventually, I got it for 20, which was a ripoff, anyways. But
that's a ripoff, bro.
Well, I had no choice. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw it like a few minutes before that. It was 110. It's ridiculous, man.
I finally was, well, I'm not going to be proud of what finally happened because it was looking at like $400, $300, $275 to conclude a charitable custodial stake that I was running. I may have told some people about before. And I was laying out in the sun 9, 10, 11 days. I'm getting nervous because I don't want to do good accounting on something like that. I just want to get it done, get it out to the man. And it finally came up at a number that I thought, well, this doesn't feel exactly like, you know, getting bent over, but pretty damn close. But oh well, you know, I'm going to pull the trigger. And I only had the regular speed. I forgot to expedite it, dude. That slippage, man, that thing, they said $177. It ended up costing $215 from the 177 estimate. I was like, oh my God. Oh, yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
When Pulse.
Yeah,
Pulse.
man. This is part of the topic tonight, right? And yo, it's so ridiculous out there. And here's the thing, right? A lot of people say that they don't think Pulse will be an ETH killer. I mean, a lot of times they don't really give any good reason. And that's the biggest reason I don't think that Pulse won't be an ETH killer. Because nobody can give me a valid reason why it can't be, except for that others have failed at that endeavor. Is that really a valid reason? I don't think so.
We getting ready to go up into TX Street.
I mean, not really. This should take it forever, bro.
Oh, no.
There we go.
I had to refresh it. I had to refresh it. Like,
why were all their domes red? Look like they all got peeled back and shit one by one. Oh my god.
Yeah, but everything's completely fucked.
There it is.
Yeah.
Basically, like there was always that bullshit narrative of this is going to be an ETH killer, but there were always empty chains. And now we have a full chain that is exactly the same, but just 4 times faster and way cheaper.
Yeah, but it's better. That's the thing. It's better in every way. Right? It's not just a replication, and that's the thing that people don't understand. This is a superior chain, and it's going to be superior from the start.
With exactly the same
features, man. Like, like this, it's going to have higher throughput capacity, meaning it's better because it can handle more transactions faster, right? And even if the blockchain does slow down, right, to the average time of Ethereum, it's still going to slow down to the tune of 4 times or more the transactions. You understand? Because that's the only way it can get that slow. It has to be that bogged down, right? And even then, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to transact. So how is it not going to be an ETH killer? Please explain it to me. When it's going to be the same thing but better, with all the same coins or tokens, whatever you want to call them, on that same chain. Explain to me how it cannot. You feel me? It's kind of hard to say no to that. And that's the point.
Well, yeah. And it won't kill ETH because there's still Hex on ETH. So I will still use ETH.
But that's the thing. It's not about it being a killer per se.
No, exactly.
Right? It's about the simple fact that you better believe Pulse Chain going to get some traction and it's going to get a shot.
Yeah, because it's going to be addictive. First time users are going to use it and be like, I'm only using this one time. They're going to be like, damn, that was fast. Damn, that was cheap. You know, and oh my God, my token or my project is appreciating. Like, maybe I will use this some more. Next thing you know, you're in.
Done.
I'm reading this comment by HEX.LIVE. He's bringing up something that people have brought up to me before about utilizing this whole change now. I don't know if you guys have ever used that.
Oh, yeah. No, I've never used it either. I've never used it, but people always talk about it. People always talk about it. I heard it's like Changely.
Yeah, it's like the 3rd time I've heard it, so that's why I'm bringing it up. He's suggesting that we can do an end around on the ETH and get a better rate and get more HEX.
Yeah.
So look into it yourself. Do your diligence.
So you got 380 for 480 or 3,000 for 480, which is not bad. So check it out.
Yeah. Good looking out for the community, HEX.LIVE.
You guys already see that gas fees are so ridiculous that the shit isn't even popping up. Let's see if I can just go to ETH gas, Etherscan. Oh, okay. So yeah, look, what's going on here? Yeah, gas must be crazy because the shit doesn't even want to load. Wow.
It's just watching a
look at him
train crash really slowly.
I'm getting on the bus.
It's crazy, man.
Wait, I've never seen the Bitcoin side that jammed up though, man. Like, what is going on?
Man, Bitcoin takes like a half an hour transaction.
I know.
Bitcoin is good, I heard. So
yeah, Bitcoin is the real ETH killer.
Yeah.
All right, yo. You know what's funny? When we sit here and we think about Bitcoin, that's the original DeFi, right? That's literally the original DeFi. It was supposed to be everything. Store of value, payment processing, everything. It was literally supposed to be everything from the jump.
Yeah, and then the eye of the beholder fell on it, and that was the end of that.
They took that bad boy and rammed it. And damn, look, it got as low as 50-something a day. Well, I never thought we'd ever seen those values again. So that's something. So now you guys know. Just wait till the weekend, man. Be patient.
Now, can I ask you two gentlemen your opinion on something that comes across my desk frequently?
No.
Is this okay? Well, then you keep your mouth fucking shut. So whales.
You're like the Will's only stream of Papa B.
Hey, you best watch that.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Here's the question: like, is it in the power of that core team and that kid to get this shit fixed? You know what I mean? Like, because it's brought up often, and a lot of people just want to know: are they fucking around? There are ulterior motives here at play. Is this scalability? Now it's all about security, right? So, is their security scalable with their exponential growth that they are able to repair this broken thing that they have? Is there any EIP that could ever come about that could fix this motherfucker? I mean, opinions, thoughts, anything. I don't know.
I don't really know, bro. I don't honestly think so. I think that the proliferation, the magnification of the NFT space, which we see. I mean, I don't even know what this is, but I'm gonna bank on this being
NFT. Yeah, it's always been gas guzzler, the top gas guzzler. When I looked 2 straight months over the summer, OpenSea didn't move out of that position one time, and now they got competition, so sucking up all the air in the room.
They're number one, brother. They're number one. Right.
Well, like I
said, you're saying I'm paying more than 20 to 50% of my end stakes because people want to trade JPEGs.
Well, it was actually particularly the photographs of the new Charlie Brown Snoopy plushies that are causing.
I fucking hate this world. Go fuck yourself.
I know, and you look at it, and
anyone that buys an NFT can't be my friend anymore. Fuck you.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? Oh, and 99% of the NFTs. I'm sorry. I know there is some beauty. I know there is some original artwork, my friends, but I got to tell you, 99% of that stuff is garbage.
Yeah, look. Here's the thing. I'm not a hater, right? Everybody got to get their money. But, it shouldn't cost an arm and a leg just to send an email, bro.
Well, you know what? I got Nyan Cat because I screenshot it. Biatch. Oh, what you think of that, right?
Right. I mean, it's funny. People don't even know what they're buying when they're buying NFT.
Well, your screenshot won't be copied to Pulse Chain, so.
Ooh, zing!
Ooh, got him.
Got him.
Oh man, frustration wrecked.
Yeah.
You so stupid. Yo, but seriously, right? How can we seriously say? Now, shout out to Michael
serious. There's nothing serious. Dude, listen to me. NFTs, there was an MP3 file of a man flatulating. The MP3 file of a man having gas. He sold that shit for $8 USD value.
So on MP3 on an MP3 NFT is worth $8 to somebody.
My friend, it is the end times. There you go. Bam. That's all the proof I need. Koyana the Hopi Indians used to call it.
No, let me go get this bottle of soda I have in the freezer just because I don't want it to blow up before the time is due. Give me a second.
I've never heard that on a live stream before. That's creative. That's really good.
I get it where I can, bro.
I thought maybe me telling you that was making you go grab the bottle of rum or something. No, I thought, okay. All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. So, Markable. Hey, just you and me there, pal. How you feeling? How are you doing?
Will's always talks over me.
Well,
I always feel bullied on Will's streams.
You were asking really good questions for not for nothing with Fortendes and him. Like you were asking the retard questions that I would ask, so I appreciate you from that aspect.
One?
Yeah.
On the P&E.
Yeah, the P&E.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. More people should know. And I don't know. I always I'm used to teaching people stuff, and I always get the feedback that I am able to explain stuff really slowly and just relax so that everyone can get
like
it.
deliberately, right?
Yeah. And I notice that when I don't get something, I ask exactly the questions so that my brain can understand it easily without effort, and I guess that's really helpful for others as well.
I'm here to testify, even if I don't like you personally as a human being, I want you to know that, I really value that.
Yeah, so stupid, man.
We're having fun.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? That's the fun. That's the whole point, man. It shouldn't be that hard, bro. It's just too easy.
You gotta love X, man.
Look at this. Wow. Number 3 is who?
Who is that? Oh, our buddy over leveraged land.
That's right, baby. And they're trying hard. Let's see what this market is doing.
Wills, check the last chat. Markable gonna start an ASMR OnlyFans. You know,
I just threw up in my mouth just a little bit. Oh god.
I did get a request from someone to do that, and then just put on some relaxing music and talk slowly into the mic, and then rub my beard while I'm doing it, and then you have the mic. You have the camera only on a close-up of my beard, and then I'm just rubbing oil in my beard. And there were literally people that told me, I will pay you money to do that.
Oh my god. I'm dead. I'm done. That's
I don't know why I'm not surprised, bro.
False child out. False child out. Between the NFT fart and that, I'm done, man. I'm already done. Oh.
There's no words for this, bro.
No words. And then my beard becomes a celebrity, and then I can sell my beard as an NFT. And then I can buy more HEX.
Don't forget to insure it too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever squeeze for cash, I bet you probably get about 50,000 USD if you cut that thing off and boxed it up, man. I'm
free shipping.
You watch.
NFT your beard, bro.
You should.
I probably could sell something. People will buy anything now.
Oh yeah. They really do.
They do.
The internet is fucking crazy, man. You can literally sell anything.
A fart, bro.
The only thing holding me back for selling everything is my dignity.
Yo, seriously, bro. That's the only reason I can't do to myself to be selling NFTs.
Yo, teach me how to sell that. Teach me how I can sell that. I will sell it tomorrow. Let's go.
You don't have any dignity. I know.
Ah, waka waka.
Oh, hell nah, man.
I'm just playing.
Look at this.
Oh, no. Come on. Yeah, I've heard that kind of stuff, though, to be honest.
Yo, what is wrong with people out here?
You should ask just women that are close to you. You should just ask them random questions, as in, what's the weirdest request you ever got? Because guys are fucking crazy, man. Like,
well, you know what? People in power are crazy. I've heard.
Well, not even that. Just
like, yeah, high level folks. The things they like to do are very strange, dysfunctionally. I don't even know, man. I don't know where this comes from.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does, bro.
You should ask Papa B. He probably knows.
He probably does.
Yeah. And I'll use that. Yeah. Listen, I've been wanting to ask you something, Papa. You know, like
this has been on my mind for a long time.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, these people come 4%. Last 3 hours. Last 24 hours. Tether, huh?
Yeah.
Now we know.
Up there in the guzzlers.
But now we know. 4 hour candles. Where it came from.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
So I haven't really looked into the whole Tether thing, but I know you know a lot about it. So what exactly happens with Tether? Like, what makes that relate to this green candle? Like, how does the...
Good question.
Thank you.
So basically, every time Tether prints dollars, it has to go somewhere.
So basically, they just they increase the supply.
Correct.
With a press on the button. Yeah.
Correct.
Can they just do that randomly? Like whenever they want?
They do it whenever they want.
Yeah. But they shouldn't be able, but they're doing it.
Well, nobody should be able to do a lot of things, bro. But that's how shit works, all right? So I don't know whether they're able to or not. That's not what I mean. I don't know if they're supposed to or not, but they definitely do it when they want to.
Yeah. Okay.
As we can see. Like, this is the past 3 bars of 144 minutes. The current one has 2 hours left. So basically just started. It's only 24 minutes in, or about 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 144 minutes, and that's 144 minutes. So we break that down in 3 hours. They've been buying for at least this past period of time, right? We know they've been buying since at least this time. So there's no surprise that this shit is all buzzed up. Because what's backed by Tether? What's Tether being used at? It's being used at all these centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's all connected, bro. Right? Anytime you go to any centralized exchange, everything is USDT, not USDC.
Yeah, I was wondering why, but now I understand.
Yep, not hard to figure out, bro. Nobody had to point that.
No, I never looked at it. But
yeah, that's all. Exactly. You just never really gave it a thought. That is all.
Because I never used it anyways. But
exactly. But that's all. But now you realize how obvious it is because it's obvious. You just never really thought about it. Trust me, it's not that you didn't know.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because they don't hide anything, bro.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Like,
yeah, they don't hide anything, and that's the thing I be telling people. They really do not hide a thing. There is no other reason that everything is USDT. Right? You got BTC USDT, ETH USDT, all these tickers USDT.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and on the ranking sides, the volume is higher than the what was it? Volume was higher than the supply or something.
Mm-hmm. What do you see?
Yeah. In the market cap.
Only one.
That's insane, man.
Oh, not the only one. The fuck is going on here?
Well,
this is volume.
2 billion.
My bad. This is volume. Forgot it was backwards. So yeah, there you go. But that's the only one, and there's a reason for that, and now we know why.
So Wales, if they ever get called to account for all this funny business, this monkey business, and this over leveraging, and the chickens have to come home to roost, it would be my thinking that like a collapse of Tether could bring down all of crypto.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, except HEX.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, but it's true. Right, because we're really in a silo.
Yeah.
Like that's the
decorrelation charts make me happier. Like
like that's something that most people don't get.
People should get the correlation charts, man. That's important.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to get too. Where the hell is this thing? I'm gonna find this site because a lot of people don't realize why gas fees don't understand why gas fees are so expensive. Here we go, watch the burn. And it's because ever since they did EIP 1559, what's happened is that the transactions, the miners get to prioritize what they want. And of course, it's going to be the tips. And you can see it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, but you can see it, right? This is how so many ETH have been burned. And nothing actually has gotten faster. Like, there's nothing faster. Everything is the same. In fact, everything is actually slow. In fact, you see more failed transactions nowadays than you ever have.
Everything's worse.
So wait a second. Was 1559? I mean, I heard Richard comment on it before, and I'm always going to default believe fearless leader. But I mean, 1559, was he throwing the miners a bone before he's supposed to kind of reel them back in here now? I just can't even wrap my head around it.
Well, let's do some math, right?
All right. Math tells the truth.
That's right. So, this number even exists before? I'm not even sure that it did. Right? I don't even know.
No, I have no idea.
Let's see. Because one thing I do know is that they do get they do prioritize tips, and you can see that because 877 million, 6 billion in rewards. This is since EIP launched, so this is the other day.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking at the miners, and they're over here making billions.
Yeah, those poor people. You know, my heart goes out.
I don't knock them for making their money, but they shouldn't be raping us to do it.
No, that's my point. Not at the expense of the entire ecosystem and its goddamn users.
Correct.
Get your money. I'm not, you know, I don't hold that against anybody.
Like if that's the structure, that's fine. But yo, come on.
I gotta thank them though. They triggered Richard to actually.
They put that man on a fucking tear.
Yeah,
let's go.
That's what's up.
The change will make the user experience for the vast majority of Ethereum products more friendly.
Oh yeah.
Right. But miners will experience heartache given a projected 23% decline in revenue. And this is what you call, folks, fake news.
Well, I was gonna say, man, like if what happened to me the other day is considered friendly, then I guess
it's a friendly rape. Man.
Yeah, it's a friendly ass rape. Oh, okay, that makes it great, you know.
Right. I mean, this is a complete fuck job.
That's a fuck down, is what it is.
That's right. I mean, come on.
Multifaceted alteration to the ways and means of transactions.
So let's read this. EIP does this with key 3 features. Let's see what this is. EIP is multifaceted alteration to the traditional ways and means of transaction inclusion. It's funny because I just had 2 failed transactions in a row, with the last one with the least gas getting passed through. How does that work? No idea. Typically, blockchains include transactions on-chain in blocks when a fee is paid. Miners order transactions by highest fee paid before publishing the block to the network.
So that last sentence is like, we got you over a barrel, and okay, continue.
Pretty much. Because they're not publishing the block until the fee is paid, right? So you got to pay up first. A strength of this system is the network's overall responsiveness to a user's time sensitivity.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean to you?
That means that the bar is pretty low and that Pulse is going to be blowing people's doors off.
Pretty much. Because what this means is if you ain't paying, they ain't playing. A strength of this system is a network's overall responsiveness to a user's time sensitivity. Now, what do we see when we're looking at these gas prices? Well, everything is laid out in blocks of how long it takes to happen. Right? If you're not paying, 151 Gwei is going to take you 3 times longer to get your transaction done. From 200 to 600 seconds. So this is what that means in case people are not aware of what Ethereum is doing. All right. And I'm sorry for those previous super chats that I missed because I didn't notice one from Kyler. Sorry about that, Kyler. I'm trying to find it, man, but it looks like the ether has swallowed it. So sorry.
He asked for, he said...
I brought it up. I brought it up already. It was the Pulse swap thing.
Ah, well, there you go. I'm glad I answered that question.
He wasn't necessarily asking for Pulse swap. He said Hex was my first token.
Right.
And he doesn't understand what swap tokens do exactly.
That's a better way.
Yeah. That was his question.
Yeah, that's a different question.
Yeah. But he asked if you could explain that.
Yeah, that's easy. But basically, that token is going to be the representative token of the Pulse swap. DEX that's going to come for Pulse Chain. So think of it like Pancake Swap on BSC. Same exact thing. Probably just a million times better.
Well, he doesn't have any experience with that either, so maybe a little bit more like explaining the function is basically it's
like Uniswap, right? If you've ever bought Hex on a DEX, then you've used exactly the same technology.
And you're turning one thing into another thing, Kyler. You know, it's basically going to serve to be the fee, part of the fee for the transaction of transforming your one thing into another thing, because that's what we're doing with those DEXs.
Right. The additional features are going to be the yield farming and the LPing that you're going to be able to do. but nobody knows how that's going to work. So there's not really much value to add in terms of conversation there.
Yeah.
The closest thing that you would know it to be, although it's not even the same, but sort of, it's like hex staking, but it's not time locked and it's not even really the same function. But
right, but it's the closest thing.
Yeah.
It is the closest action. You're just taking coins and putting them somewhere until you're ready to pick them up. That's it. Pick up your bag when you're done.
What do you mean, tips?
But Pulse Swap will be paid out to liquidity providers, right?
So here we go. A weakness, and we're gonna answer your question here shortly there, Richard. Thank you for the super chat, brother. And thank you too again, Colin. A strength of this system's network is a network's overall responsiveness to a user's time sensitivity, right? And we already went over how, simply speaking, that's just how much gas you're willing to pay up. A weakness, as claimed by ETH developers, is the block sizes inflexibility, leading to fee volatility, which we can clearly see, right?
What I just experienced.
Yeah, we can clearly see that though, right? Like, I mean, this was just 150, and now it's all the way up to $1.89 on the slow side. And now it's down to 174, right? So you literally got to sit there and wait to see what is going to be a good price, because it changes from moment to moment. It's not stable. That's not a
legitimately moment to moment. You're not locked in. You see something, you don't have 30 seconds to react, folks. You know, it's like
you don't.
And no, when you see it, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you really gotta be ready. I mean, look at this chart. It's a shame you can't zoom in, because I wish you could. But this is zigzaggy for a reason. This is not confidence inspiring whatsoever. This means you got to pick your spots, because this is a cost to transact. This is not something positive for you.
You know what this makes me think of is I'm getting so excited for all the tools that we're going to have that are going to get built around Pulse. Oh man, it's going to be so cool.
I mean, the whole crypto ecosystem is being rebuilt. You know what I mean? It's got to be rebuilt. The whole ecosystem. Because it's been co-opted to become straight trash. I mean, look at this.
Thank you for saying that. I agree.
I mean, it's crazy because it's true. I mean, I've been thinking about this since the day before yesterday. This is how crazy it is. It's just ridiculous. For example, 2020's Black Thursday saw fees reach historic gas highs as users attempted to exit the same narrow door at once, with Ether's price crash. But what if the door could grow wider and narrower based on demand? Right. Does it really do that? Not sure. Yeah, clearly not. EIP does this supposedly with 3 key features. Now, we all know that's not true. So we don't even got to debate that. If you've used ETH ever since this drop, you know it's not true. I don't got to convince you. You already know it's not true. And then supposedly it does all these additional things. A block can double in size from 15 million gas to 30 million gas, depending on demand, to settle on a previous block. So basically, if you're not paying double, it's not getting done. You're welcome.
So the Ethereum network's nickname could actually be the "fuck you, pay me" network.
Correct.
Okay, clear.
Yep. That's accurate, actually. Yep.
Okay, and then who does that remind you of? Enough said. Enough said.
Correct. Transaction fees are determined algorithmically based on prior block inclusion, demand, and burnt to the network, whatever that means. And then in addition, an optional tip, quote unquote, to miners adds a fast pass for time-sensitive transactions. And let's not forget, folks, a strength of this system is the network's overall responsiveness to what? A user's time sensitivity, aka how much are you willing to pay, motherfucker?
Fuck you, pay me, bitch.
That's right. An optional tip to miners. Now, that clearly did not exist prior to, because this would not be a key feature that EIP 1559 did.
Right. Oh my God, dude. This is it. This is the crux of the
I've known it since day one. I just never took time to sit down and look at it.
Me as well. I co-sign that, and I'll tell you, I've just seen it crystal clearly over the last few months that they've got Bitcoin right where they want it, and they're manipulating it germane to what? Them acquiring a percentage of the asset. That's how they're controlling that one. The way they're controlling over here, right, is this whole security scalability issue. And what better way to do that than to have an inefficient mining system? I mean, it's like elegant. It's Shmita. It's perfect manipulation, man. I mean, oh my God.
It's working well, that's for sure.
It sure fucking is. Mm-hmm. That's how they do.
I mean, this is just crazy. How is this feasible long term? I'm talking about.
It's not.
$887 million since this launched. Since this launched. When did this launch?
Was it 3 months ago?
I don't even know, bro. I'm gonna find out right
Wasn't it in August or something?
I don't know. I think it wasn't that
You're
long.
gonna go back.
Yeah, August 2021.
I wanted to see that screen of the wording of when we get to it again. That 1559 wording again.
It says it in the first in the first link. It said August 2021.
April 2021. Oh no, this is a prediction. Never mind.
We were in sacrifice when this went down.
Yeah, it was in August.
So it was in August then. It was in August. Yep. It was. You're right. This wasn't a sacrifice.
Huh. Did you hear that, Chet? I'm smarter than Wills.
I got a bad memory, actually. Believe it or not.
He's like, I can't remember short-term shit, man.
I can't remember a damn thing.
That's why Wills only does 15-year stakes, so he doesn't have to remember for 15 years.
Yeah. Make my life easy, right?
I swore it said network and uncle there, and I thought they heard me talking about Uncle Larry. And I was
Yo, word. Uncle Larry hit that lick, didn't he?
Oh, hell yeah.
Everybody trying to chase that same one. Not understanding it just ain't for you. It just really ain't.
Uncle Larry went over well in the chat, you know.
Yep. I was trying to get it too, man.
Keep my notes. I'm keeping my notes as a comedy writer, and I'm like self-congratulating with a self-satisfied smug, like Uncle Larry went over well. Okay, there you go.
So the only way to opt out is by not paying the tip, bro. By just paying the lowest gas fee you can. That's what I do. Trust me, I opt out all the time.
Yeah.
Because even if you opt in, guess what? You stuck paying. You're not getting no benefit from that.
And you know what? They're not lying with the verbiage, right? Because it is a significant upgrade. They just don't tell you that it's a significant upgrade for less than 1% of the people.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. See, Coinbase and Uncle. Inflation rewards are going to Uncle fucking Larry. There he is. Yep. He's everywhere.
Look at this, man. This is crazy. With the change, users should expect to pay a fairly stable price quote determined by the network, while miners should expect a reduction in revenue. They really wrote that. They really wrote that, bro.
They did.
They really, really wrote that.
This
was like right around the time I came out.
Okay, can we rewind like 20 minutes in our conversation where I told you guys I saw $177 to end stake on the screen, and it cost me well over 200.
Yeah. That's ridiculous, man.
That's my stable price quote. What the? Okay, sorry. Moving on. Unbelievable.
This world is so.
It is. You know, it's a Hopi word for it, guys. It's Koyaanisqatsi. It means world out of balance. The Hopis said it was coming, and it's here.
Yeah, man. Everything that you're seeing out there right now is just complete out of whack, man. Like everything is fucked. How is everything fucked? It's so weird.
I know exactly how, but I'm not saying it on stream.
Because everybody's asleep at the wheel. That's how you say it on stream.
Yeah.
Everybody is asleep at the wheel, and they think that they're not. That's the problem. Everybody wants to think they know more than everybody else, and everybody just doesn't. Everybody's too busy trying to fucking play somebody else's role instead of playing their own. That's the reality, bro. That's why I stay in my lane. You know what I mean? I stay in my lane, man. I stick to what I know, and that's it. It just happens to be all of this shit. But that's what I do. Yeah. Look at this. Try $900 to end one.
Yeah,
try that.
I've heard the horror stories, man.
Yeah, man, I've seen it.
This is crazy, bro. Crazy.
I've seen a screenshot of like $2,500.
Yo, I've seen crazy ass numbers, bro. We all have to sit here in silence because it's that crazy.
Well, you know what? It brings to bear the power, okay, of the verbiage that Richard gave us then about this is our testimonial. Not expecting profit from the work of others. Yes, but actually, in point of fact, we are sacrificing as a social and political statement, right? That we should be free to transact and we shouldn't be handcuffed like some kind of slaves who don't have a say. And if we want to participate in this thing, which we have every right, by the way, to transact on the blockchain as human beings. This was brilliant what Richard said. Our testimonial is that we're making a political statement about unreasonable Ethereum fees. Bam, the man nailed it, dude.
Yeah, he did.
He nailed it once again. Cheers, Richard Hart.
Yeah, he did. He really did. I mean, look at this. The programmatic burning of Ether per transaction should also act as a new supply constraint on Ether. Of course, to what degree burning Ether helps the price is an open question. Well, I think we got that answer as far as gas goes. As far as the price itself of the actual Ethereum coin token remains to be seen. What EIP meant for miners. Ethereum miner revenue includes three values: inflation rewards, transaction fees, and MEV rewards. So somewhere in there, there's tips. Gotta be in here. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, the silence is deafening, and the chat's noticing the silence is deafening because they're understanding how potent and salient these realizations are, man.
Mm-hmm.
The shit is disgusting, guys.
It's beyond, bro.
Beyond.
Silly farted while everyone was silent.
That's what he said. I noticed.
Stupid. Yeah, you special, man.
That's the only thing I can do throughout all this mess is just laugh, man.
I mean, this is crazy, bro. Imagine.
I'm just happy we know better, but
yeah, everybody doesn't. That's the thing. And that's like the whole point of this stream is like, how can you sit here and tell me that this same technology at a quarter of the cost, quarter, more like a 20th or more, really like 100th, but whatever, at the 100th of the cost or more, is not going to dust Ethereum. It's not to say that people are not going to transact on it, but you have to think at least 30 to 40% of the network is going to just dissipate. Because who has time to give these motherfuckers money just for fun? Because it's not like there's even any value to be gained from this. Because what this means is you already started a deficit, right? And that was the whole point of me even having this damn stream. Because when you have only $500 and you got to give up 100 of it or more, as we can see right now, right? 305. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? These numbers are fake too, because this is the real price when you got to transact. $200.
What?
Just to do a swap, a transfer, a simple send
for $70.
$70. $70. So how can you even consider onboarding somebody with just this amount in their wallet?
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's
hard, right? And this is why you got to sit here and play with the math, right? So at this present price, for a year, you're getting 1.53 or 0.153 shares, right? So basically 153 billion shares. That's what you're getting. And with that, right, at 365 days, you get 323 coins, right? Because you're really getting, let's close all this crap, because now we know Ethereum is robbing us, right? We already went over that. We get it. We're good. We know something better is coming. So let's just talk about the future. Right, and what we can do and what we got to deal with now. So if we know we're relegated to that for a T-share, for a share payout, what is it, 5.8 on average? Let's go 5.75 just to make it right. So then that's by 365, right? So then that's going to be 321 coins, and that's what we're basically getting here, 323. right? Because they're just doing the math for you. So that's basically all that's going on, right? So you're making 20. So you're putting down 2,500 coins. You're getting 300 back as of today, which is about 13%, right? So what if price does go parabolic, like we expect it to, in a year, right? And it does go to $16, for example. Oh, you just made one hell of a trade, didn't you? Right? Because now your gains are retarded. You just went from 500, $400 after gas to 45,000. But that's the thing about Hex. You never really know. Right? Because what happens if it just stays at the point 167, which is pretty much impossible. But what if? Well, you still made $53. You're still in the hole. So in essence, you would have to lock it in to play it safe for 2 years, which would at least get you a 28% ROI, right? Over 2 years. So you make your money back at least.
Well, you have to end stake.
So true. Well, you better hope Pulse Chain is out by then. If not, you're in the hole. You're fucked no matter what. Right? But this is why you got to get in now, because what if the price is not 16 cents then when Pulse Chain launches? Because that's the battle you got to contend with, right? Like, how long do you want to hold, right? How many gains do you think you can get for $500? Like, where do you think you can get 16 cents to 16 is 100x, right? That's basically 100x. 100 times 0.16, 100x, right? So where else can you get 100x outside of crypto? Because I don't know anywhere.
Nope.
So this is a pretty safe bet after 200
Definitely
years.
Not in dollars.
Yeah, definitely not in dollars. Definitely not in dollars. So, I mean, I guess the question is, do you trust yourself to take downside risk when there's a way to at least give yourself, right? If you take this math, right, and just do it times 2 years, right, which is 730 times, what is it, point? Oh no, I fucked that up. 5.75, right? Because this is how much you're gonna get back in crypto yield, right? Or actually, this based on the math they got here. But that's what's going on, right? So that's what you got to take into account. Like, you can literally remove risk from the table with just $500 if you're willing to play the long game. And we're just talking about 2 years. 100x in 2 years is not something out of the norm for crypto.
I was when I was thinking of investing in Hex, I started to think, well, what's the worst case scenario? I lose all this money and have to work a little bit harder to get it back. All right, I can handle that. What if I'm right? Well, I never have to work again. It's a pretty good pros to cons ratio, basically. And you only have it with crypto. Like, there's no other place you would ever get this possibility.
I agree.
So it's all about that pro to con ratio, and basically the only thing you could, like, the worst case scenario, you can't buy coffee for maybe a year.
Well, that's why, I find myself concerned that the target is on our back, because it stands so far and away and head and shoulders above everything else. I mean, this is the path to my family's future right here, because I can only hang so much drywall, right? I can only frame out, so many walls, or do this, do that, write so many articles. That shit ain't going to get us over the top. Hex is the tool in the toolkit that can literally breathe new life into the trajectory of my family's well-being. And that sounds like a very natural proposition that, frankly, we probably all deserve, with a little bit of attention and education and application. But there are people, who are quite offended by that suggestion that there could even be such a thing. And I have to believe that they would actively wish that they could undermine this. but with an immutable code, you know, I don't know. What are you going to do? Shut off the internet? I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. Hex stands in a situation where even if the internet is shut off, it literally means nothing.
Yeah, keeps running.
Keeps running. Keeps running. It literally means nothing.
Yeah, when the smoke clears, get them towers plugged back into the servers. Get things. We'll just pick up where we left off. You know?
Literally, that's all that happens. So, you know, what if you set that trade for 2 years? You know, is 100x worth to can you generate 100x in 2 years? Like, that's the question. You know, by yourself making decisions time, you know, day over day. You only have to make the decision one time. Right? It's a whole lot easier to fuck up one decision one time and potentially make 100x than taking that same ball, right, onto the field day over day and thinking it's not going to get fucked up over time. Because it's gonna. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And you get way more T shares, way more shares, way more B shares at the end of this, right? Because we started with what, 127, and now we're up to 157, and that's just 2 years. So what if you go 3 years? What happens? Right? You got 0.204 shares. Right? So you basically almost doubled your share count in 3 years' time versus 1. Right? So in 1 year, you start with, okay, so you're up 25%, my bad, or 50%. Nah, 25%. So in 3 years, from 1 to 3 years, you went up 25% in your share count. So how did that improve your P&L? By just sitting on your ass? That's the question. So it basically improved it by 15 G's just by holding out 10 years, and the price is still doing 100x. So your net P&L is still 15K up by holding on for an extra 2 years versus 1 only. Right? So we'll do that versus 2, 8K. Just for doing nothing. Because that's the whole thing. You're removing all the risk. Right? So what if by year 3, this is at 26? Much different number, isn't it? And it was just $500 when you started. $425 after gas, right? After getting it to the final destination. Right? Like, it's about mitigating the risk and not putting more on the table than you can afford to lose. So this is the name of the game, right? Because how do you take this and flip it? Because at the end of the day, I don't think anybody's trying to take $500 and only make 100,000, right? I don't think that's what people are really trying to do. I mean, if you are, this is probably not the place for you. You know what I mean? Because that's not the end of the game, right? That's really not. So a lot of people don't like to hear this, but what happens if you do a max, right? And what happens if it only goes to $26? Well, you did a whole lot with $400 in 15 years, because that ROI is going to be ridiculous. Because that's an APY you're collecting every year, not just a few years, right? And that's the thing. Like, well, what if Hex isn't around? Well, how is it not going to be around? Are you going to destroy it? I don't know. I'm not. I'm still going to be able to go to go.hex.com or whatever, find whatever front end exists, and then add with a contract. There's so many out there. Why would it disappear? It's already been around for 2 years. And the first front end that everybody went to is still there. So I don't know why people think it's just not going to be around. Like, things just stay on the internet. I mean, even when people don't want them there, they're still there. Like, I hope you guys realize this. So a 15-year trade is not a bad one. Because the question is, again, can you outperform? Can you outperform an 1100x? Can you outperform an 1100x? If you can outperform an 1100x, yo, don't mind me.
Yeah. Sign me up.
That's the question, bro. Can you outperform a 60x by doing nothing? Like, that's the real question. Like, this is why staking is so powerful, right? Because we just talking about $400, and I showed you how to cover your costs in 2 years, right? 730. What if it only stays at 16 cents, right? Well, you gotta do 2 years, man, just to cover that cost, and hope gas is at a reasonable level, because that's all you got, and that's assuming it stays at the worst possible price of 16 cents.
And there's literally no way. Like,
and there's literally no way, yeah. So this crypto just
the
doesn't work.
T-shirt price keeps on rising, so there's
Correct.
no.
Correct. I mean, that's that's a basic fact. Right. So if you're new and you don't know, if the T-share rate, which is what determines how many shares you get from the system when you stake HEX for X amount of days, right? You get a certain amount of shares over time. The longer you stake, right? Let's go to 5 years. The more shares you get. You see, now you got 256 billion shares, right? And that's it. So if you do for 5 years and it goes to 16, which is pretty out of this world, also highly doubt that would happen. Let's say 66 bucks. It's also highly unlikely. But look, I mean, if you can do better than the 84,000x, or 8,000x by yourself, knock yourself out. Because again, what's the objective of people trying to allocate money to an investment? It's to earn gains, is it not? I mean, last time I checked, we're trying to make money here. I know I am, because that's what I'm talking about. So I don't know about you. Right? Like, this shit is real easy. And that's why we got that little intro song. Like, it's real simple. Right? Like, that's the thing. It's that simple. But people want to make it harder than that. Why else would people be trying to tell me about meme coins? Like, come on. Like, don't you like getting paid for no reason? Like, a good coin? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Everyone keeps on asking questions, but everyone already told you.
Pretty much. It's literally that simple, man. Like, but yo, we're talking about a $400 stake, bro, and look at all the money we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because what if all the predictions come true and you do a 555 stake with that measly $400, and you just didn't believe and you just said fuck it, but it ends up being $666 or more?
That's holy shit. And but this is the thing, right? Everyone can kind of miss $500. So why wouldn't you throw it away for 15 years, just for the chance that you will never have to work again after 15 years?
It's a thing, yo. When you sit there and think about all the stupidity we throw away money on,
yeah, it's like $500. You can.
That's why, yo, when I got into HEX, I wasn't afraid to do nothing but 555. 90% of my T-shares are 15 years. Period. Not afraid. Because I understand the name of the game. I can figure it out in between, because that's what it is at the end of the day. Right? Because even if you are trading those funds actively, you're not retired if you're trading. You still got to make that money, right? You still got to make that money. You're not escaping some type of, slavery. Like, you still got to make that money, even though, right, you think you're not, but you are. Like, you're not escaping anything by not staking. You're not escaping anything by having access to capital that you can't even touch, because that's the capital you got to use to make money to survive next month. How is that helping you? Make the smart decision, delay gratification for real, right? Like, delay it for real, not for fake, but for real, right? Because I've already gone through multiple examples. We talked about a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, all the way out to 15 years. And you see the difference. So the question ultimately is, well, what do you want from life, and what are you willing to delay in terms of gratification? Right? Like, that's the thing. Like, what are you willing to do? Because there's a whole lot going on between now and year 11 and year 3, right? But is HEX going to be at $66 then? We don't know. It could be. Bitcoin was high hundreds in year 3, and Hex is outperforming Bitcoin. So it's not like it's not plausible.
Wait, year 3 was high hundreds?
In fact, I think I got the right map here. Let's see. Yep. Came out 2009. This is March. Okay, so early year 4.
Yeah,
close enough. Close enough.
But full in the bull mode. So
yeah,
basically one big party until 2014.
Correct. But really until
and 13. Yeah,
it's November 2013. That's when it stopped, and that's when you had that retracement at 2200. But that thing ran all the way up to 1200, almost.
Also, everyone's whining about price, but if you look at the monthly chart of Hex, it's fucking perfect, man. It looks beautiful.
Well, let's take a look.
The monthly.
I know. I mean, if you look at the weekly, it's the same view. That's the thing, because
true.
We're still above structure, right? The right points of structure, which is here because this was a point of resistance. And this should just basically convert into support, and that's it. Crazy. You want me to pull up V1?
This just looks beautiful, man.
You want me to pull up V1?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's an even better looking chart, because it's literally just reloading, bro.
Like, I'm not even a chart guy, but I like what I'm seeing here.
It's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Everyone's whining so hard, but I'm like, dude, this is fucking perfect.
You know what's crazy? I wish it would come down to 2 cents.
Yeah, I would be down.
I wish. I wish, but we know it would never happen. Too many people wish that.
Yeah, man.
That's why it would never happen.
I would go through my entire city and ask everyone for loans.
I would figure it out.
Give me money.
Sure.
Yeah. There's very, very little I wouldn't do to make that one happen, right?
Yeah. Like
I would even open an OnlyFans account and actually do the
we could actually get you a storefront, right, with some booths, and you could sit in a chair with oil in your beard, just your beard sticking out, like a glory hole with just your beard sticking out,
bruh.
And you could just like rub oil in it.
I mean, it's funny. Let's look at this. This chart starts at when Bitcoin was 2 years old or something like that. Let's see something. You pull up one of my favorite charts. Come on. Oh, I know why. And that's a good comment in that I got highlighted there, because it's true, right? And this is what I want to bring up, is just a simple fact that this is just year 2. Like, whoever's looking at this chart, you're in the wrong coin, because this ain't the one for you, right? Like, you want superior gains, like, you got to sit down and hold on. So let's see. This is basically, this is the start of Bitcoin, right? Like right here. 2009, nothing was really happening. In 2010.
Can you click away the comments so people can see it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Cool.
Oh, wait. No, it's not showing right. There we go. All right. So let's just zoom in, actually. There we go. So here we got the start of Bitcoin through year 4, basically. This really started on this chart in October 2009, if you look in the upper left, where the Bitcoin price is 3076. And I'm going all the way out to July 2013. That's the last data point I have on this chart, where it ends at 85. Yeah, 47. And it hit a high of, let's see, what is this? If I get the mouse to sit there. There we go. $230 on the 9th of April. All right, 2013. So,
could you imagine?
Yeah, well, we're about to do some math. You know me. Let's do some math. Time and date. Let's see.
Like even the people that are whining about not having like 1T share, even those people will be really well off.
Oh yeah, that's the funny thing, right? Because people they just complain. They're not actually thinking. They're just complaining because they see a number isn't where they want it to be. That's all they're doing. That's all. I don't blame them, but it is what it is. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like they ain't fooling nobody except themselves. But that's on them again. Like, can't help people like that. So we just do what we can. What was that? April 9th. And that was 2013. Whoops, the fuck happened? Skipped all that shit. All right. So how many days was that? Let's see. Oh shit. I fucked this up. Hold on. All right. Go. Calculate that. All right. 1282. So 1282. So 1,282 days. We're halfway there, basically. We're already at day 726, something like that. So we're more than halfway there. And where was Bitcoin on day 7, whatever? Let's see. 2 years basically from January. So yeah, 641. So this is basically where we are in Bitcoin time. Which is interesting because we started much lower. Where did we start with? Like 3 zeros, right? Bitcoin started with 2 or 3. No, it started with 3. Yeah, also 3. I think Hex
I don't
started.
know where we
I
started.
think Hex started at a much lower price though. I think it started like half the value.
Something
Actually,
like that. I'm not entirely sure what the.
Yeah, 3. I think it was 3 something. 301 was the starting price, and then it dropped. Because I don't think we have the actual data outside of what we have on what do you call it? Outside of what we have on the what do you call it? On the transform tab. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think this price is right. But here we got basically a 75% difference. 2 minus 7. So 5 divided by that. Let's see, 5 divided by 7. Whatever that difference is. So 70% difference, yeah. So, and then it basically immediately dropped to, yeah, crazy ass levels. So, not quite the same start because of the amount of supply, right? So, extremely different. So,
Yeah, Patty says Wales. I'm 90% sure all-time low is 0.00054.
yeah, the all-time low is right here. Actually, it is. It's 4 zeros and 5655. So yeah, that's right. 4 zeros and a 5655. So the the hill that we're climbing is infinitely steeper. And the thing about it is, I'm not sure this data is really accurate. But here the all-time low is like 3 zeros and a 6.2 or 6.1. There we go. I think it's 6.1. So it's not even as low as us. I mean, we got a whole zero. We had a whole zero to contend with, which is basically like 100x or 1,000x more. So much taller hill to climb. And in Bitcoin time, we're somewhere over here. Yeah, because it's 2 months before January, so we would be over here somewhere. Which, interestingly enough, we're dipping around the same time Bitcoin did.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's interesting.
All right, so that's pretty interesting.
Also, W.
Yeah, also W. So, I mean, a lot of us are thinking we're going to see this type of move. So it'll be interesting to see what happens because I'd be hard pressed to think anything different will happen. We're losing so much supply, right? Let's just.
I mean,
look
I
at
hope it's a bit quicker than 2 years.
Oh, I think it's going to be quicker than that. I mean, look at how much of an ROI we've seen in less time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's completely different. The move is different, but this
Yeah,
is.
if you look at your charts with comparing the three, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and HEX.
Oh, I've seen that chart. That's a monster chart.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because this is what it really looks like. Because what you're seeing on that other chart is just what they want to put there. That's not what was really happening on the network. This is what was really. I went through the site, like where the trades were actually happening, and pulled the data. So crazy. Because this is where we are right now, right? A little bit higher or whatever, but it's basically the same thing. But the thing you got to keep in mind is this is 833 days from day, whatever day September 9th was. Let me find out. Go that. It's interesting to figure that out real quick because we could literally guesstimate or figure out what we're gonna see. Let's see. Okay. 649 or so was when we doubled last. So 649 plus 833. 1482. So this is 1482. So if you take away like 50 days, 50 days, 50 days, 50 days, that's about 200 days right here. Right, give or take. So this is basically 1282 right here. So we should be somewhere in between 2,000 onto the upper side, 2 to 4,000 on the upper bound. And 250, and 250 to 475.
But like if the math is pointing this out, $10 is not that hard. $60 is not that hard. It's like if the math and the historical data shows this, then yeah, $10. What's $10? You know.
Yeah, and as far as it relates to any kind of a dip, I mean, if we're talking about something holistically, as it exists organically, a thing is supposed to breathe, folks. It's supposed to expand, right, and contract. It's only natural. No heart attacks here. We're going to be just fine. You are not going to be feeling the way you've been feeling the last 2 months in 2 months from now at all.
Sorry, I was on mute. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, look.
I thought I left you guys speechless with
Nah. Well, look, I got in right here. I literally got in here, rolled that 1.5 cent ride, pre-big payday, all the way down to 0.002 cents. Right, like the low was 0.0019, some or another. That was a low big payday. And I sat through all of that, and look at where we went. We went all the way to 50 cents.
Yeah, I got in it. I'm not ashamed to say I got in 8/10 of a penny. I'm proud of that. It was in.
You gotta be
March. I think it was March. So I'm post day 400. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Prices were cheap until then.
Yeah.
Until basically day 500 something, prices were cheap until the end of April. That's when the rocket took off.
Yeah.
So
I was bugging out, man, because I was listening to Richard in 2017 on YouTube. You'll see my comments up on there.
That's crazy, bro.
Yep. I was hemmed up with other shit.
It happens, but we're here now, and that's why we're talking about the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Focus on the future now. The thing about it is, if you understand what's going on here, or if you don't, understand this, right? Because this is what's determining what's happening on this chart. Now, where do we get this idea from? And I love to talk about this because it's so obvious, right? And this is the obviousness of it. Please note the left-hand side of the scale, which is the total value locked per staker. Note that we're basically starting at 256, tried to dip to 128, never happened. We went straight to 512, right? And from 512, we went to midway between 2048 and 4096. Then we went down trying to touch 512, never got there, came back to 1024, ripped straight to past 16,384, right? So what are we doing? What is Hex doing? Well, it's just respecting his log-based 2 nature. Now, how can we surmise that? Well, look at the scale and look at all the stops and goes. It's not a coincidence that Hex is stopping literally at those values. It's not a coincidence. That's literally what it's designed to do.
I keep on forgetting that fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that you keep on pointing it out.
It's important, bro.
Kind of the same as the fact that we're gonna get double our coins. I keep on forgetting.
I forget that one, actually.
We were talking about that when Motley and Fortendes was here. I was like, do you guys ever forget that we're getting, you know, this airdrop or these ERC20s? They were like, every day we forget that.
Yeah, and every day I can remind myself, and it's beautiful.
That's it. It's crazy, man. People really forget this. This is the most important thing, because as time progresses, this system can only do one thing, and that's double constantly. This is what we've been seeing. This is why we're here. We went all the way to n equals 19. All the way.
Yeah. Hey, Brand, his charts, they're not only beneficial, but they're actually like beautiful too. They're visually, you know, attractive to look at too, these charts. I think they're like works of art. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I made some wall art for Wills.
How about that?
I'm internalizing these charts, but more on that later.
Nice.
Not later on the stream, but once I'm done.
Right.
I will show everyone.
Very cool.
But this is what it's about, right? Right there.
Doubles only one, yeah. I so love that meme is still going on.
Yeah, it's the best because it works so well. It works for everything. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at 262 144 131 072 65536. And what are we seeing? Same values. And what's happening? Hex is tapping them and respecting them. Up and down, up and down. So it literally lives within that realm. It must. So in essence, what's happening here is that you need to exercise patience and let the ride happen, because this is what this is. This is a log-based 2 curve. Log-based 2 function. Image. Doesn't get any easier than that. Like, your life has been made easy. Don't make it harder than it needs to be just for fun. And here's what you got to understand. This is Ethereum. It's designed to not go up fast. Literally. Mm-hmm. And you can see it. This is the trend line for Ethereum. This is a printout that Excel generates based on its price action. So this is based on the data that the system is generating itself. Power trend line for ETH. Power trend line for T-share. So those are the differences, okay? And here you can see what it is mathematically and what you can expect if you hold either of these bags. You're playing yourself with one and you're respecting yourself with the other. The question is, do you want doubles only or not?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, most people would agree with that. But understanding that that's what's going on is critical, right? Because a lot of people don't get that. Otherwise, why would this chart look like that? Right? Like, this is a clear sign that you got some people in the system that don't got a clue. That's what this means, bro. Because why else would you be selling out like that? Because, you know, it's one thing to sell some Hex because you got to. Because, yeah, I get it. People got to live. They got to get shit. Like, that's the whole point. Right? That's the whole point. But the quantity of the sales we've been seeing are not comparable to that statement. Right? That's just not. That's people literally emptying their bags. Like, my Staker League level has increased like 20-fold, 30 spots, 34, 35 spots since the start of the sell-off. So I'm pretty sure most people that are staked can repeat the same thing. And that's a function of people exiting the system. So that's what's going on with the sell-off, right? Like, people are literally exiting the system. It's nothing else, because people are clearly always buying. You can see it in the Staker app.
It's always 3x the amounts of cells.
Yep. Always.
It's amazing. And I tweeted that today, and someone told me, "Well, it's about the volume." And I said, "Well, fucking go fuck yourself. you don't get it."
No, like you don't get it.
Like, that's such a superficial way of thinking about it. It's insane.
Yep.
It's like saying, well, Bitcoin goes down sometimes. It doesn't mean it doesn't go up. It's fucking retarded. Like, what are you even talking about? Yeah, today volume is higher on cells, but tomorrow it might be higher on noise. Doesn't. Yeah, not going to go into that. But it's a beautiful thing that there are always 3 times more buyers. It really solidifies the fact that HEX creates more buy pressure than sell pressure. More reasons to buy than reasons to sell, basically.
Yeah, and we're adding people as this U.S. road tour continues to move.
That's a beautiful
across
thing,
the continent. Man. Yeah, cheers. Hats off to everybody from top to bottom, beginning to end. I think of Rainmaker, T Money at Freedom TV. I think of the work that Black Sea Hexkin's putting in for these folks, and obviously the rock stars, man, the Crypto Sparbook boys. Can't wait to meet you guys face to face, December 4th, Philadelphia, Front Street Cafe, 6 p.m. Let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna, steady onboarding continues. I just got my personal, 34th, 35th this week for me, but that's going to be like a real shot in the arm having, that cast of characters with us there. And that's a nice run too. I'm sorry, Remarkable, real quick though, just, they're doing this whole East Coast swing. They just did the Albany, which Wales, I believe, was at, and then they got Boston. Going to be doing NYC, a little stop off at a mega fan house in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, going to Philly, and then DC. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Mark?
Oh, I was going to say, if I didn't think America was a shithole country, I would have come here.
Hey, guess what? We're with you.
Yeah, trust me, we are.
We're doing our best,
Yeah, we're putting in work.
I know
over
you
here,
do.
bro.
I know a lot of really beautiful, excellent people in the ghettos, and I know some beautiful, excellent people in the country and in the mountains. And I'll tell you, the most heartbreaking facet of it is that the face most strongly projected out to the rest of the world of this country is this psychopathic minority of what would you call them? Maybe assholes, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like not accurate. It's just good people up and down, in and out for the most part. Really, really so.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to be seeing what's happening, right? And people just still really be oblivious and act like it's not going on. It's kind of crazy. It's really, really crazy because it's hard to wrap. But for me personally, it's hard to wrap my head around that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, how do you act like nothing's happening? It's crazy, but people do, man. People really, really do. And, I guess more power to them because I'm not that good at being.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got the ability to block that out? God
yeah,
damn,
that's fucking crazy. That's some strong ass power, bro.
Well, it could also be argued that it's some elements of social programming, Bernays, and fluoride. Yeah.
yeah. That's a combo for sure. They're trying from multiple angles. There's no doubt about it.
God damn.
Yeah,
Never
no
lie.
doubt about it. I mean, look at this. We've gotten the literal easiest trade on the planet that gives us multiple nexuses of ways to benefit. Right? Not only are we collecting yield, which this word needs to be changed because it's not really interest, it's really yield. And then on top of that, we get to benefit from the compounding factor of the weakness in the US dollar because that's a given. And people really discount that. I mean, this is where these numbers come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally comes from the USD value getting fucked up because, yeah, you're crypto rich, sure. Because everybody's not going to be able to afford 3,850 hex in the future. Right? Just like everybody can't afford one Bitcoin 12 years into the future of Bitcoin, or 13 years at this point in time, everybody isn't going to be able to afford thousands of HEX. And people don't really grasp that reality because they're slanted by unit bias of the present day value of HEX. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Because
they were at 1 cent and they still are right now.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy to see people that have been in HEX longer than me acting like they're fucking hurting.
It's crazy.
Like, why didn't you make the right investment decision, bro, and not put in your whole fucking wad?
Dude, at 1 cent, we couldn't even see 5 cents at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't even comprehend that could happen.
Nope. And now people are acting like it's
here, Johnny. The moment unit bias, do you have an algorithm running? The moment someone says unit bias, you come into a chat. Like, literally, when Will started to say unit bias, I was like, Johnny should be here, and here you are. Beautiful. Well done.
Yo, that's like so freaking funny because it's so true.
It's the first thing he says.
It's like you conjured him up.
Yeah, he was just waiting for the.
Yeah, literally. That's
He just showed up.
Nice.
You did. You conjured him.
Literally.
Fucking
right
perfect.
on time. Literally right on time. Oh man. And to answer this question, PLS itself is not compatible with anything. It is a network which would be MetaMask or the Ethereum network, or a system that's compatible with that type of coin. That is what you should check is compatible with it, not the coin. So, yeah. But yes, to answer your question. But just understand that the way you asked that question was wrong. So understand that what you're trying to ascertain is whether that type of coin is fitted for that piece of hardware. That's what you need to wrap your head around, bro. But yeah, that unit bias, man. I don't know, but it's something I've been battling within the HEX community since like day one, because everybody just still doesn't get it.
Crypto in general, and people don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck crypto, because the thing about crypto is that the people in that space are just ignorant. They don't actually know anything.
Yeah, they're retarded anyway.
And they don't try to learn, bro. That's the biggest issue. That's why I said fuck them, because they really don't try to learn. You know, it's very few the people in this space that actually try to learn and step outside of what they think is crypto, because it's not everybody.
True.
And, you know, that makes me like think of the opportunity that's still present, right? Like it reminds me of when I was in Albany and how early we are. Like crazy early. Like you got people that still don't know what crypto is, yo, and it's a whole lot more of them than there is of us.
Yeah, it is true.
A whole lot more. Like we're way outnumbered.
Yeah, so interesting that's still a thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing,
like,
bro.
We've been here since 2017 understanding this shit, and there's still people that have never heard of a fucking
crypto. Let alone HEX.
Yeah,
talking about crypto.
They don't even know what a wallet is or something.
Yeah. Like what we consider everyday life is not every day for most people.
Crazy.
We're very, very early, and this is why when I answered that question earlier, I had to explain to the gentleman, like, you don't need to care about the coin itself. You need to care about the type of coin. That's very important that people understand that, because imagine buying something you can't store securely. People have done that. And they're like, what the fuck did I just do? Well, you didn't pay attention to what you were buying. So, you know, that's why you need to know the right information. Right? I mean, look at this. After 3 years, you more than cover your initial outlay to get gas out the way, right? And you make a little bit more money to the tune of $53 or 50%, excuse me. Right? After 3 years. So you for sure cover your bet after 3 years at the same price, right? But what if the price goes parabolic? Like, it's a levels not expected, because people finally understand that HEX is a money tool. Because that's the thing. Once the right people get a hold of this, it's game over. It doesn't matter that your pleb friends don't get it. It's just a matter of time. That is it.
And they're starting to notice.
You would think.
Think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after a little while, everybody gets it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years is a long time in crypto, and
Look what we've done in the last 2.
I mean, just look at this. This is 4 years, right? This is 4 years in crypto, and the original crypto, right? This is with nobody knowing about it, right? We're all the way up to, let's see, what is this?
$20, 23,
29, 28, 29, 28, whatever. But from 3 zeros and a 7 to $28 isn't too shabby.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All the way to, where are we today? 56,000. I'd say that's not bad at all.
That's
right?
pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty damn
decent.
good.
Decent.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Pretty decent. So imagine being in an asset that's moving faster than that,
and that actually does something.
And that actually does something. Right. Like, imagine that.
Johnny said, I hate the idea of exchanges accumulating coins at 16 cents, but I can't buy it all.
Yeah, well, none of us can.
Come on, Johnny, try a little harder.
Don't be so weak.
Pump my bags.
But yo, understand this chart, as this chart is going to give you the confidence to understand what's happening in the system when you see it lagging or doing nothing. I mean, it's just resting where it's supposed to, literally, right? And this is why we go over these mathematical facts about HEX, because people need to understand this is not some stock market. You don't need some press release about some partnership from Richard Hart to get paid here. Like, that's not what's going on over here. That is not what's going on whatsoever.
Could you imagine Richard making a selfie in front of a Microsoft sign saying we're working with Microsoft now?
Oh my God, that'd be game over, man.
But that's the 2017 shit, right?
You know, and there is one of them projects over. There's one of them projects over on that one of them chains. Maybe there's I don't know. Let's just pretend that there's a popular exchange, and let's pretend that there might even be a Hexagon who had an issue with them and kind of had a lawsuit with that said exchange, and that exchange had a chain, and that chain had some really, I don't know, dog shit products on it. I recall the one announcing very loudly last year that they had developed a partnership with the United States government, and they said there is no way that our project could possibly be a joke if we were going to announce with authority that we had an affiliation with the U.S. government. Do you know what that project did subsequently? Dropped 55%. So yeah, we don't do those announcements here in Hexaco.
I use my my Hex on the Windows. So Hex is collaborating with Windows.
Oh, that's hilarious. Hey man,
collaboration, guys.
Yes, next day, Hex, $20. $20 token.
I mean, here's the thing. Now, can we just get this exchange business out the way? So here's the problem with exchanges, right?
Oh, where do we start?
Yeah,
they don't have liquidity, anyways.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't ever plan to buy Hex on an exchange. But here's the thing. Here's a danger for those of you that just don't understand. When something's listed on an exchange and somebody finds it, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to learn about it. So they're going to treat it like anything else.
Yeah, like a back alley whore, man. Basically.
Just dump it. So what you're inviting in reality is weak hands into our market. We don't really need those or want those. I mean, everybody else is okay with weak hands, and that's okay. But I think we're a little bit better than that, because there's a hurdle to understanding what you're holding here. This is not, some run-of-the-mill copy-paste, piece of code that is doing nothing, right? Like, this is literally a design to make more money, so it's unique, right?
And there are some people in our community that do believe, for one reason or another, that this kind of thing is going to provide some kind of power through virality that's going to make everything better. And I just think, man, everything I know of in my life, is usually made worse by that kind of kind of thing. Not improve, not necessarily better. So I don't know. Watch what you wish for is all I'm saying.
Correct. And that's the whole point, right? People want Hex on exchanges, but they don't understand what comes with that because they don't really understand what they're talking about. Right. And that's the thing that people don't get. We're talking about consistency here. Right. You're talking about inconsistency. That's what you are talking about when you're asking for Hex to be listed on an exchange. Now, whether you understand it or not is irrelevant. But you can learn something if you want. I mean, there has to be a reason Richard Hart isn't crazy about them. He seems like a pretty smart guy. I don't know. It's just a wild punch. Do some math. Right. Do some math. Right. Because it just means that they don't know what they're talking about. And this is exactly why. Right. Like, this is a great comment. Seeing people on Twitter saying Hex is dead is just resting and stretching. People read that as FUD. So many dumb dumbs.
Good. Let them. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's correct. I mean, you had somebody literally ditch their position in Hex and try to buy it back. And guess what happened? They lost half of it.
Yep.
Sucker moves made by sucker folks. So these are the times where the sucker is exposed.
Ain't it true?
Right. And that's what pressure does, right? It either makes diamonds or makes putty. Right.
That is so well said. Indeed. Show and prove, right? There it is.
Right. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome to the Hex community, and hopefully we can add some value on this stream.
Yeah, welcome, Mitchell. Well done.
Word up. Yeah, good luck finding it. Let's see. Hex had a BTC claim. Right. That's correct. But yeah, this is what you get from exchanges, right? Weak hands. But the thing about it is, if you don't understand that you have weak hands, you're gonna think you're making the wrong moves, right? And the problem is that people don't learn until way after, right? They take some serious losses. Like, it doesn't come before; it comes after you take some serious losses. So that's the problem with having weak hands, right? Because I remember when I first started trading, I didn't stick to one tactic, one strategy, or nothing, right? Like, I was all over the place trying to do what I wanted to, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And that's how most of us go, right? We start from one thing, jump to the next, because we think that what we tried doesn't work. But in reality, you just didn't try long enough in order to see if it actually worked. That's the thing.
In real time, you need to make some mistakes here and there too to really get your feet under you. I don't know a single person that I've ever met who I talked to deeply in cryptocurrency who, you know, hasn't made some major mistakes that kind of formed who they are now. You know, stronger, better, faster. What's that song? Bigger, stronger, faster, harder, whatever. That's where the improvement comes. Trial by fire, the immolation.
Correct. But that's the thing, right? Think about it. When you jump on an exchange, brother, you got supreme access to all the trash available. What benefit is there to having supreme access to trash? Because if this is the thing, if everything was worth buying, well, why would you really need to buy everything? You could just pick one thing and it would all do the same thing. So what's the point of having an infinite amount of options that on a very base level are just all the same thing? Good question that there is no answer to, right? Where do you find out? You go to STAKER.APP, and that's where you get that information from. If you don't have STAKER.APP, you can download Income or throw income.watch in your browser. That's my referral link if you want. If not, you can just download STAKER.APP. Same thing. You just throw it in your mobile browser. One and the same.
Yeah, Mitchell continues with his question.
Yeah, this is a good comment. The OA is currently being diluted slowly, and it is a key feature to keep the price in check and keep people from having too much of the supply. And in conjunction with that, it also allows us to have a pretty plush APY that we get the benefit from on a daily basis. So there's no harm in that because the OA isn't staked, right, to the tune of boxing us out of earning yield, and they could very well be. And that's important that people understand that. And here you go, Michael Burrows, STAKER.APP, in case you didn't understand my English. What the OA moves will
Michelle, be. Yeah, Michelle, yeah.
Oh, Michelle Burrows, sorry. You got to stick to history, right? And history has showed us that the OA always acts in our favor. So that's the best thing you can realistically expect in the future. I mean, why would anything different happen? I don't know why anything different would happen. So let's see here. Do you have a prediction of how many years it will take for the OA to be less than 50% of supply? Now, that's a good question because it's really hard to say. The reason it's hard to say is because what we've seen so far is that we only have 70,000 stakers or 71,000 stakers in the network, right? Now let's go to this side of the chart set. Because that's actually a great question. I've never contemplated it before, so it's good to talk about. This is how much staked hex is available, or how much hex is staked per staker, right? But we know on average, the average person doesn't really have that, right? So this number is skewed to a high value because of how easy it was to get hex at the beginning, right? It's not easy to get that much hex anymore. It wasn't easy when I joined to get that much hex. So when you go back to this chart, you see that pre-big payday, the amount of circulating supply per holder was a function of the AA that was happening every day, right? And this is why you had this big supply shock over time. You can even see it in the price pump, right, and how it happened, and how that affected the price, and how ultimately that got withdrawn back down because a big whale came in and gobbled up the supply. And then we got this big volume shock on big payday, right, where the OA came in, staked all the circulating supply that he had access to, he or she, whatever they, and that reduced the circulating supply so that the bad actors couldn't come into the system and reduce the benefit from the existing actual participants. And what I mean by actual participants are those entities that actually want to use the system in the right way, which is by delaying gratification. So after that point in time, we got to about 2.8 million hex per current holder, because what the value I'm tracking here is current holder. Circulating supply divided by current holder. So on average, we've gone from 2.8 million hex a year ago to 2.129 million, and that number is probably reduced now to 2.11. Let me see if I can actually tell. Let's see, because it's just a good number to know. And I was updating the charts, but I never got to finish, so I should just wait. Yeah, it's reduced 1,000 more, actually, over 1,000 more. So even during this dip, right, where we're seeing a major sell-off, you're still seeing all this supply being removed from the market, right? And what we don't know is how much of that actually belongs to the OA, right? Like, how much is the OA actually putting in the liquidity pool? We don't actually know. I've never looked into that. But I don't think the system is old enough to really worry about that as of yet. Because if you look at the Bitcoin rich list, just because it's a good one, is it bitcoinrich.com? I can't remember the name of the site. Rich list. Almost half of that supply is owned by very few wallets. So let's see. Here we go. You got 28, 38, and basically 39 plus 3 is 42. So 42% of all the coins in existence are owned by less than 1/10 of, I mean, come on. Less than 1/10 of the whole network. So I think we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Right? Before we could consider the OA being less than 50% of the supply. When this actually occurred, I don't know. I never studied Bitcoin supply distribution enough until recently to know when it actually happened. But we can ascertain that 42% is owned by the top 1/10 of a percent, 0.01. And then on top of that, I mean, wow, 62% is owned by the top 4/10%. I mean, is this correct? This is crazy. That's insane, bro. And let's see, 62 plus 23 basically is 85. So 85%. Yeah, okay, here they actually do the sums right there. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Is owned by 35, 0.3% of the supply is owned by 85% of the people that own it, or 85% of the addresses, whatever. So I think it's safe to say that it might be a while. I don't know. I don't know, but
it's crazy how much Bitcoin is centralized, man. It's insane.
Yeah. We got 269,000 holders as of the 7th. Let's see how much we currently have now. 269. So we got a couple hundred more basically than we have right now. So the number only went up a couple hundred more because, again, gas is a problem, right? This is why we're talking about staking small amounts of money, because when you come on, you're going to come on and lose a fifth of your bag. Like if you're only staking with $500, right? And this is why we went through the whole process of understanding what you're doing when you're staking, right? The difference between a 1-year stake at 365 days, a 2-year stake at 730, a 3-year stake at 1,095, and understanding what price could do during that time by looking at the Bitcoin chart, right? Bitcoin went all the way to $30 within 2 years, right? But that market was extremely illiquid, right? It was way more liquid than HEX currently is, in fact. So there's a reason it ran up like that. All right, let's see what else you got to add, brother, because I think I talked enough on that. I know it's hard to take into consideration. Yeah, interestingly enough, EESs don't really affect supply like you would think. I got a chart, but I don't show that one. That's too much alpha, so sorry. Yeah, as long as stakes increase by more than 3.6% a year. Well, so I have a chart for that, and it's called, it's just basically details the inflation that we've seen so far from the system, and how half of the stakes, right, or over half of the stakes are really drawn out for more than 1 year. Because over the past year, the only inflation the system has minted is actually 46 to 47% realized. So that means that the rest of the inflation the system is generating is being deferred to the future. So it's exactly like you're saying, right? All of that supply that's being minted is being deferred to the future. And it's not the OA either, because we've already seen, we have a guy named Gunther who has done an audit on the supply, and we know that 87%, I think it is, of the stake supply is owned by the actual holder base, not the OA. The OA only owns like 17% of the stake supply, so it's a menial amount that they own. And the reality is that 50% or 53% of the inflation the system has generated in the past year was deferred to the future to some point, and only 46% of that inflation was actually generated in this year, meaning it was actually minted. So it doesn't actually have to be more than 3.9%. It's that the inflation minted has to be less than 2.6%. So we're not overloading the supply on the network, right? We're not seeing a whole chunk of new HEX being minted all the time. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell hit a home run on his first swing, and Wales knocks it out of the park as well.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Yeah, well done, young man.
Yeah, that was a good question. Why don't... Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Number one, it's a waste of time because he's a liar, and number two, when he was offered the opportunity to do so, he decided not to.
There it is.
And just for the record, I used to look up to that guy. He's a piece of shit. Straight facts. Piece of shit.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Go fuck. Say whatever you want. Motherfucker's a piece of shit. And I got the tweets to prove it. So it's whatever. And everybody saw it who was paying attention that day. So You know, a person doesn't run from debate, right? If they really have a claim to what they're saying, they're going to address it.
I know that's right, man.
Yeah, you don't ever hear me running away from no questions. I answer them all.
Yeah, and moreover, you know what? If it's the truth, anything or anybody that is the truth or represents the truth can withstand some questions, right?
100%. 100%. And this is a good point, right? Now that we might have another reason to sack, well, we know the OA is going to make some more hex disappear. And for those of you that don't know,
another angle.
Right.
Just keep coming. There's so many reasons, guys. So many reasons.
That's right. So during the Pulse Chain sacrifice, 113 billion hex was ghosted. This means that the yield for hex, if it ever reaches 100%, cannot go lower than, guess what? 100 minus 17.774. Now, what number is that? Let's see. 100 minus 17.774. 82.66. 82.266. So let's see.
Can I just make a comment real quick, man?
Sure.
The OA, guys, the OA, if any of you guys ever watched, like, I guess, Game of Thrones, the OA is the shield that guards the realms of men. That's what the OA is. The OA gives new meaning to the term beneficent in cryptocurrency. So any of these motherfuckers out here talking about rug pull after 2 years and all that, they're basing that ignorant observation or perhaps hope of theirs on prior experience with malicious entities. Okay? Malicious people. Basically, dumb dickheads, selfish motherfuckers, greedy, evil bastards. Our OA is showing all the characteristics of being the shield that guards the realms of men. Thank you.
Great comment, bro. Because it's a fact. Right.
Beneficence.
Now, how can we say here with confidence that we know full and well Richard Hart won't do anything? Well, I think it's just a safe bet on a person's character, given that their character doesn't just distinctly change from one day to the other, and we have hundreds of hours of video of that gentleman acting just like himself. So let's do some math. In fact, let's just get this out the way first. So if hex ever goes down to 100% capacity, which can only be 82.226 as of now, that means the yield can never breach the lower bound of 82.66% or 82.226%, right? So that means that the yield can never go lower than basically 4.5. So what happens if they sack another 17%? Or in aggregate, another 17% gets sacked again. Imagine that. Imagine being the holder of an asset that will forever guarantee you at least 6% yield. Forever. And you're the only one of the few person that even knows that this is a possibility.
Well, I mean, money that is sacrificed can technically be used at some point, right?
Not the point. The point is it's gone from the system and the yield will never breach that level. So that means that the yield in this system for Hex is never going to go lower than that number, assuming we get a double sack amount. Get what I'm saying? Like this was the first level. Like they
I get that, but if you sacrifice Hex, it's going to an address that can technically use that Hex. It's not burned.
That's not it's gone from Hex system forever. That Hex ain't never coming back here, bro. That Hex ain't coming back. What you mean? That's gone forever.
Well, doesn't someone have access to that address?
But that Hex is gone. It's never coming back. It was sacrificed. That was the whole purpose of it. It's never coming back into the Hex ecosystem on Ethereum. So it's not going to exist over there. it's just going to be a copy in somebody's wallet or wherever the SAC address is.
Mm-hmm.
So at most, it'll be a liquidity pool situation over there, assuming HEX is even used for that. We don't actually know if that's going to be the case. But why would that when they're making Pulse Swap?
Yeah, it's not needed.
That's my point. So that's a big assumption, and there's not a good reason to make that one when we know
that's true.
That's not the purpose of HEX, because then you're introducing friction into the system, which is just going to reduce the value of the system. You're just going to be overheating it. So it's fair to suppose that if there is another SAC for Pulse Swap, you can expect another chunk of HEX to just disappear, which is only going to make it a stronger value proposition in the long term. Because now the yield might never go lower than 5.5%. Imagine that. And this is at full capacity. So who knows what the price is going to. Imagine getting 100. Imagine fucking getting 5%, 6% at full capacity and being a billionaire. Like, the math settles itself, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. Like, this system is ridiculous. And that's the point. Like, when you look at the history of the OA, right, whoever that entity is, we've only known one thing to be true, and that's that value is given to those that believe in the system and what its intentions are or what its purpose is, right? And again, we've been talking about what it is, and this is about staking, right? What's the benefit of staking? I've been talking about staking nonstop for a week. First it was with dollar cost, then with fucking wake up HEX, then with myself, then with the Asians. Like, we've been talking about staking all week. And there's a reason for that, because it's that important. Like, I mean, the difference between staking for a year and 3 years is pretty significant, right? Because let's say in a year, HEX is at $10. Well, let's give it an odd number, 11. Right? You made 323 in HEX. You made some coin, right? You made 20, 30 G's on your bet because you only had 400 to start with, but now you're at 31,000. So it's not a bad trade for 1 year, right? But this is assuming a lot of X's. What are the odds you would have generated that amount of X's taking all these actions? That's the question you have to ask yourself, right? Because that's ultimately what's happening, right? What's the purpose of you clicking buy, sell, block, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell over and over? You're ultimately trying to do this thing, the same thing is what you're trying to do. So what's the added benefit of removing added stress, or of adding stress, adding negative potentialities, right? Adding things that you don't need in your life to your schedule. Why?
Yeah, true.
This is why staking was invented. Thank you, Richard Hart. So if you go out to a 30-year or a 3-year or 2-year stake, right, now you're talking about giving yourself more time in the system, right? Let's say you get $22 from that, because it's just 1 more year. I mean, clearly a 2x is ridiculous, but all right, let's be nice. $120. All right, 2 years, $120, because we're talking about 2 years from now, right? It's not going to be 2 years since launch, so it's going to be a different scenario, right? So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about from today, because we're trying to onboard people. What's the reality of an onboard today is that they got to fucking lose $75 or $100, 20 to 25% of their bag as soon as they sign up for this game. But they have to understand what's in it for them, right? And that's the hard part for a lot of onboards, because a lot of onboards aren't willing to give up $100. True story. Yeah, my coworker, she doesn't know like who I am and whatever, but she's a Hexican, right? So I'd be like, yo, you gonna keep buying HEX? Like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, you know what? I'm finally gonna buy some more. She bought $600. She had only intended to buy $500, and it ended up being $600 because she saw how expensive gas was. At first, I floated her the ETH. I told her no charge, but this time around, she was like, nah, I gotta give you the extra money for the gas, because she understands what's going on. Right? And yeah, but the thing is, she understands the name of the game because she already experienced her first run up with HEX. She did a 1 year stake. Like she did a 1 year stake, and she's like, "Yo, I'm restaking that," because she gets it.
Mm-hmm.
She used to trade and all that, right? We all do what we got to do to make this quick side money. But when you find the shortcut, like my man T-Bird here is highlighting, when you find the shortcut to strong hands, it's easy, right? 10 or 15 year stake wall forces you to have strong hands. If you're selling, it means you're short staked or liquid, which means you don't get it, and that's the point, right? And I know it's not on time, Jay, everything, but it fits. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is exactly right. It's just math, right? You're literally weighing the probability of removing all of these additional elements out of the way versus just going for the straight kill. That's all you're doing. That's it. Yeah, I hope so. And our APY has been a little juicier as of late, but we have been having some emergency and stake penalties coming out. And I'm not talking about the worst of all. Yeah. Nah, well, we know who that was. We know who that was. So
tragic.
Yeah, it was a tragic event, unfortunately. Yeah.
By the way, guys, if you're predicting $120 in 2 years, that's a 700x from here. And over the last 2 years, Hex did 10,000x. So little bit of perspective.
Yeah. And that's, you know what? You just actually nailed it. That was like on the tip of my tongue, Mark. It's like, that's basically the exercise, what our man is doing here.
It's more than 10 times less.
Yeah, he's using math, right, to give us perspectives of reality. That's all it is, guys. It's like, and I just find myself already enthusiastic, already passionate. There's more and more reasons to get excited.
And look what it does to a $500 investment, almost $400,000.
That's retarded. So you know what's funny? I started my my boy when he was 11, right? My eldest. I started him 1 to mature, and I gave him a choice. Smart boy he is. I said, "Do you want it to mature when you're 16, or do you want it to mature when you're 18 now?" He said, "Dad, man, yeah, you said longer pays better, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "All right, let's do 18, Dad." So we've been looking at the performance of this thing. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, it would be nice for the child to launch out of the household with either the money he needs to, backpack Europe or start a business, or, take on an apprentice program or go to college. Not the most important thing to me, that. And get himself a nice little, nice little Subaru will be nice. We looked at this thing recently. I said, "Hey, man, dude, I did not get you this so you could get a Bugatti when you turn 18 years old."
Don't get carried away, right?
Yeah, this is like overperforming a little bit, relative to my education on the topic. I'm like, oh my God, this child's gonna have some money.
Right. Well, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah. Well, not that much money. No.
Well, I mean, hey, you're the benefactor. You're the beneficial. You're the beneficial owner until further notice, right?
Well, I just, I want them to have a start that I didn't get.
That's it, man. That's why we do what we do. Our parents wasn't trying to do anything different in most cases, right?
Yeah.
And just to highlight Johnny's comment, there's also about $1 billion just hiding, that is just bleeding. Never mind good accounting.
Oh, I got to give props to OG Crispy, man.
Yeah, remember that chat we had with him?
Yeah, Crispy underwent a really nice study of inactive and expired stakes and all this really detailed, exploratory observation my man was doing. Crispy's a special Hexican.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
Yeah, you guys got to know my man. Yeah, and he's actually somebody I look up to as well, because he actually had more kids than I do. So God bless OG brother Crispy.
That's for sure.
No, and his are all of age, so he
done it.
Yeah, he batting 1,000. God,
right.
I mean, my God, what a thing! What a thing to achieve.
Too funny.
Man, lots of good chat. Lots of good folks in here today, man.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
Right.
Hit that hard right there. We got another question. Do you think the OA will stake the upcoming end stake? I'm not so sure that they will, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is because with all the dumping we've had, the OA is known to gift. Like the OA is known to hook us up. You know, if you ain't been around, you're not gonna know.
The shield that guards the realms of men.
Yeah. If you ain't been around, you're not gonna know. So, you know, given the OA's past actions, I actually don't expect them to restake. I mean, if anything, those coins might never see the light of day.
Well, actually, I got some inside information in a Telegram group I belong to that the OA is actually leaning towards an investment into SHIB from,
yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah. Actually, it was Safe Moon or SHIB. I couldn't remember precisely.
I think he wanted to diversify in both.
Oh, that's a powerful move. I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is something. Thank you for bringing this up, Finbear, because I was going there next.
Yeah.
What you want to do is get your stakes in before them stakes come out. Because it's going to cost you. I mean, it's bad enough the t-shirt is already at $19,585 per t-shirt.
Painful, man.
Hey, can I say something real quick while we got Finbear on the screen? I'm sorry, Mark. Just give me 1 second. I just want to tell the community, I want to just say this once and for all, my friends. Thoth or Thoth or Toth, okay? That is the name, Thoth. That's the name of an Egyptian deity. You can look it up. He may have manifested in other cultures and other legends, okay? A thought, T-H-O-T, is that hoe over there. That is a dirty whore. I am not the son of a dirty whore, okay? So guys, you know, T-H-O-T. T-H-O-T-H. Thank you very much. Thank you very much thank you very much. No, man, it's so funny. I felt so bad for the guy because you know T-Money has a heart of gold, right?
Right.
He made a flyer for me for Philadelphia and it said Thoughts Child. And I'm like, yo, man, if that was on the street, bro, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What did you just say to me? I felt
Game
so bad
over.
for him. And then now here's the other one. Kyler. Poor Kyler. Kyler called me Thought Child like 3 times in a row, bro. I was like, yo, son, you better watch it now. Nobody knows. So guys, T-H-O-T, go ahead, watch one of your porn networks. You'll see what a thought is, and now differentiate it from the guy that is my my logo. Thank you. Markable, I'm sorry, I had to interrupt.
Had to clear that out.
Thank you. Fix DSM. Thank you very much. Hermes Trismegistus. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Very well.
I just wanted to say that I had a conversation.
Ashanti, I see you. Sorry.
Hey, man.
I'm stepping all over you, man.
Get out of here.
All right, I will.
If I had keys to this stream, I would have kicked you.
I'll mute myself.
My bad. Let me shut up now.
There's nothing important. I just had a conversation just now with a lady that I onboarded into Hex, or at least talked about Hex. She's probably going to buy it. She was figuring out crypto with her son, and then her son went into a Telegram group and told people that someone talked to his mom about Hex, and people said it was a scam. I just sent her a message, yeah, do your own research, but a scam that runs for 2 years and gives people 10,000x, pretty good scam, but look into it yourself. Don't listen to these fucking
oh my god, yo, how often does that happen? How often does it happen?
Like, you can get returns on scams, but normally they don't run for 2 years.
No, they don't run for 2 weeks, bro.
I mean, BitConnect run for pretty long.
I've gone out of my way to give these people really good insight into
it. It's crazy. It's crazy how
do you guys know why it ran for so long? Because nobody was looking. When people started looking, that was it. They had to stop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now
everybody's looking over here.
That's the definition of a Ponzi, man.
I'm still looking. I've been looking for 2 years now.
Here's the thing. Number one, we need to even stop talking about this because we bring attention to it and we know for a fact it's not. So we need to just kill
I
the
just wanted to say we're still early.
but that's the thing. We're super early.
Yeah.
Think about people are still calling Bitcoin a scam.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true. The point I wanted to make is that I sent out a series of 8 emails. I was so inspired by this. I sent out a series of 8 emails to 50 people who I cared about and I knew.
Nice.
And I gave them all the reasons why sacrifice was important and participation in the HEX ecosystem, not only buying, holding liquidity, but staking that motherfucker was important. So I had all these beautiful friends. Man, what was it? I don't know. From those 50 people and those 8 emails, it was probably around 20, 22 people who saw what I was saying and how seriously I was taking this and said, yo, man, you know, I know my boy from back in the day. If he's saying this, that's something to be taken seriously. Alternatively, you know, that median amount, just, you know, crickets, nothing to say, no care or whatever. Then I had the ones on the other end of the spectrum. Now, I know who he is. He's a good guy. I got history with this man. But I'm going to do a Google search on what he's talking about, and I am going to take those facts more seriously than all of the links my friend just provided me over the series of 8 emails. I mean, what? You dumb motherfucker. What are you fucking even? They're like, they come back to me and they shake their head with sympathy. I'm so sorry, honey. You're in a rug pull. It's a horrible, terrible scam you're in. And I'm just like, oh my God in heaven, please keep me calm, not to choke this motherfucker right here, right now.
There's no words for that, man.
Oh my God, dude, it happened multiple times. I'm like, you know what? I don't think we're friends anymore, so I'll talk to you. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, so here's something I also wanted to bring up earlier, right? Just to lay this down to rest, because this is how dumb people are.
Hex boy.
They don't even they just go off of headlines, right? Like they're not actually reading what's being written.
You're exactly right.
Right. So let's do a little bit of math. So for one whole year, you could mine 365 Bitcoin. Now, this was possible for 4 whole years. Okay.
God grant me the serenity.
Right. Where you as an individual could mine 50 BTC blocks, because that's how easy it was to mine Bitcoin back in the day. So.
Oh, no, I know where this is going.
Well, we're just doing some math.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing, because that's what it's all about. Well, right now, Bitcoin is $57,000.
Mm-hmm.
Giddy up.
I've been a part of this exercise before. Get ready for your jaws to hit the floor, folks.
Wait, you could mine 50 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Multiple times a day.
One entity could mine 50 a day.
Yeah, I never.
Every block that was mined could be, okay. So however many blocks you can mint,
he could snap off 2 or 3 blocks a day, man.
Yeah, however many blocks you could mint of Bitcoin at the time, multiplied by 50. That's how many BTC. So I'm being conservative by saying 1 block, right?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
In reality, so that's what's actually happening. So let's multiply it by the current price. This is just 1 year.
I have trouble reading that. Wait.
1 billion, 40 million, $250,000.
That's when I know it's a lot, when I have to count how many numbers there are from right to left.
Yep, that's right.
right. I know what you mean exactly.
That's 1 bill. All right.
Well, you know, Wales, what this math tells me is that that's a desperate man. Right.
Yeah, he clearly needs our little ETH.
And then also all the ETH that came from
HEX.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly that valueless ETH is what he needs. Because if he would have just bought HEX right back, he would be up. Because otherwise, he's down.
That's true.
It's called permanent loss. And FYI.
That's true.
Yeah. So you know, you gotta just do some math. That's why it's easy to just ignore folks that can't do math, because you can't help the stupids.
And that is after he already was retired.
Right. Correct. He was already retired.
At 24.
So. Correct. But hey, man, who cares about the facts, right? We're just going to go buy bullshit information and just make the wrong decisions. It's better that way.
I just bought SHIB.
Oh, well, looks like you're winning.
Yeah.
That's not a scam, because it's a meme.
Well, Well, that's what they say. In fact, let's see how the shitcoin is doing. Just because I like to look at these shitcoins, just to laugh at these motherfuckers that talk like that shit is something. Look at that.
You know, it's got so much use case and interoperability to it. It's
beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is
Wait, do it on the daily chart instead of. Oh, that's a bull flag.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
They're all bull flags.
Bullshit flag.
Correct. I mean,
this is it. That's where you buy down there.
Yeah. Not the same, bro. Just not the same.
You guys heard what I said last week or earlier in the week when I said, man, when the plumber, you know, the postman, you know, and the lady at the pharmacy, the shop's talking about it, that's when it's time to back away slowly. You know, like you don't want to be around for that conversation. If it became that viral, you know, then you too late.
Right.
Too late.
Right. Check this out. 99.98 of the Bitcoin is owned by 24% of all the addresses.
Oh my God. And they have the nerve. They have the nerve to talk about the HEX.OA.
That's funny.
Oh my God. Did you see Hexologist's chart last week? He went through every project on the ERC20, like top 50, and was just like showing.
I've seen that chart. I know exactly.
Oh my God, dude. It's like people, where do people even get off? Just shut the hell up. For real.
Check this out. 50% are the bottom 2.02 tenths. So 0.02% is the bottom 50%.
That's a mic drop.
These are the people championing and calling Hex a scam so hard. Harder than these guys. Right?
Yeah, well, we know there's only one future, and it's Bitcoin.
They can barely afford Bitcoin, right? They're buying barely any Bitcoin. I mean, we're down here. We're down here and up, most of us. Right? These motherfuckers ain't even getting a fraction. Like, they're not even here.
You know what? I'm so disgusted by the hypocrisy.
That's crazy, man.
I'm so disgusted by this hypocrisy. I think I'm going to actually have to call it a night, gentlemen. I thank you so much for having me.
It's crazy, isn't it?
No, seriously, I got little ones on a school. I got little ones on a school night. Yo, Wales, man, Wales, thank you so much for having me again, my man. I appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. As always.
Always. If you ever need an iconoclast who doubles as a comedian, I am here for you, my friend.
You already know.
All right. Hey, Mark, man, Markable twice in 1 week, man. This is getting a little serious between us. Yeah, it's getting a little serious, buddy.
Next time I'm going to introduce you to my parents, yeah?
Well, just don't tell them I came out of the closet. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my God. Hey, you guys are rock stars, man. I love you. Keep doing what y'all doing, and I'll talk to you real soon.
Yeah,
all right,
we'll be in touch, man. Peace.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so I just realized we're almost at 3 hours, bro. I just realized that. It's crazy.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's pretty midnight here.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up in a little bit. Let's see what
85% holds more than 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah. How crazy is
Wait, no.
Wait, what are you reading?
I mean, 0.34% of addresses holds more than 10 Bitcoin.
Yep. 0.38 of this is a total. This is including. So this is a column you want to read.
Yeah. And then they hold more than 85%
of the supply.
That's ridiculous, man.
So for those of you that are curious how centralized Bitcoin is, there's your answer. Now, if you would like, we can go to Ether, scan.io, and see what Hex is doing. Let's see, holders. Well, there you go. Biggest holder of Hex is a Sacrifice wallet. Pretty simple.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's just the top holder, so you don't really have to look far.
Yeah.
So whoever this is, the second, third, fourth, I don't know, but that answers that question, right? I mean, the top 50, all of them have billions of hex, of course, but the question again is how many T-shares do they have? Because that's the value proposition here, right? The
Yeah, that's
chart
a real
is,
question.
yeah, the chart is always going to go up. So we could literally go wallet by wallet, but that doesn't sound fun. Not my game.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Fuck
So
that.
if you want, you guys
I
know where to
care
go and
too
figure
little.
it out. Yeah, exactly. I care too little. So I wanted to talk about just Ethereum real quick to wrap it up. But again, shout out to my boy Tendies for the superb tweet here, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty much letting us know it's time to ape in X. With all you got, don't be shy. Uh, so I asked a couple questions earlier. I was hoping people would hit me with some replies with, and they did. Thank you guys for your time. Be interesting to. I thought it'd be interesting to review this real time, right? Because this is real people that are now relegated to having to use Ethereum. And we got a shit ton of votes. Wow, I don't think I've ever had that much engagement on a tweet. So how about that?
Oh, nice.
Almost 600 votes. So that's a pretty good sizable sample. 312 on the other one. And I stole the idea from some gentleman from a tweet I saw last night. His question was a little more vague or whatever. So I split the idea up in two, and this is what we got. Will you eventually stop transacting on Ethereum when Pulse Chain launches and liquidity firms? And 30% said maybe. 50% will only transact on ETH when they have to, and
I would only
17% said no.
I would only do end stakes, basically.
Right, same here.
And if the T-share if the T-share rate is better on Ethereum, I will stake there, but only for a really long, I think.
Right, that's what most people are saying. Like that's kind of the general consensus because the expense is so much greater.
I don't want to be on there. Like that's
because that's the thing. You're not getting a copy after Pulse launches, right? Like you got to pick a chain at that point.
yeah. So, but I do want both sides. So I'll just park my Ethereum money way in the future.
Right.
Like so I don't have to deal with it for 15 years.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
Which basically also means that traffic is going away. Like I don't have to deal with Ethereum from then on for 15 years.
This is 82% of 300 people that said no thanks, we're good. Let's see, what's the question here? Do you expect Ethereum to make its network usable after Pulse Chain mainnet launches? Now, this is a function of sentiment. So, what do people think Ethereum is going to do?
Very divided.
Yeah, people said 40% said no, they don't expect any improvement, and 33% said maybe. So that's 73% that basically were like,
yeah,
fuck Ethereum.
I've voted maybe on this because basically they have to, but if they can't, they won't. So
right.
Like
but we're assuming it's a logical situation though. That's the thing. We don't really know. Right?
I mean, they have to, otherwise they're gonna get fucked. They will have to, but the question is, will they be able to?
Right.
And that's why I said maybe, because I don't know. I don't know if they're able to. Also, because I don't completely, I'm not an expert on the politics within the ETH system. You know?
I mean, apparently the miners are running the show. So if
yeah,
that's the case,
exactly,
right?
then it will be a no. Like
right.
But even then, on long term, if they don't have transactions to mine, well, that's also a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they see that they will get way less transactions, and it might make sense to lower the fees, like economically speaking. But that would mean that they would be smart, and I don't know if they're smart. I think they're just greedy.
Well, I mean, remember what we were reading earlier, right? It was clear what they were highlighting was important to the miners by not saying it.
Yeah.
Right. So time sensitivity is what gets you paid. Right. So if you're willing to pay extra for a transaction to get done, then you're solid. You're gonna get that transaction done. right? Like that's exactly what I was saying. You got to pay to play.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting a free ride. Now let's see what we got here. That doesn't make sense. The majority of the hex that was sacrificed was the AA recycling to itself. So it's a moot point. The sacrifices from stakers is gone from sell pressure though. That doesn't really make sense, bro. Because whatever that hex was, it was just there before. Like, and then now it's not in the system. So it's just gone.
That's what Will said later. Like, there is no real reason why that hex would ever come to market again. Why add friction?
It's gone. It's not coming back. It's just not coming back. So, you just got to understand what's going on with the math. But again, back to Ethereum, right? What incentive do they have to improve their network except realizing they're going to lose major traffic because their network is getting literally replicated in a superior fashion?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the question,
exactly.
right? That's the question. Oh, so I wanted to highlight Michael Morton made a great video. Now he's a retired Australian footballer, 15 years. The gentleman is a Hexican. He's sacrificing the Pulse as well, and he did a cool video. I'm gonna post it in the. Actually, let me find it now. It was a great video giving us an apples comparison for the Hex launch or Pulse Chain launch or what it could look like. Because it's good to have at least a base point, right? And this was a good base point, at least I think, in terms of understanding what Pulse can look like, because people are still sacrificing. So clearly,
yeah, that's fucking retarded, man.
Yeah, people want this shit. So no matter what we think, the sacrificing is never gonna stop.
Like, if anything, that shows you how emotional this market is, man.
Yeah. Correct.
You're gonna get a bad deal, but they still want it.
They still want it.
For some weird reason.
Yeah. How crazy is that? But that lends itself to think one or two things. And the first thing is, well, what do market participants actually want? Do they want access to cheap fees, or do they really want? And I'm gonna throw this video in the chat that Michael Morton did that does a very nice look over of what the launch was, what the launch was like for Ethereum, right? You had the pre-launch, then you had the initial launch, right? And right out the gate, you had a 10x if you sacked, basically, which is the equivalent here. Now we're talking about something that essentially was non-existent at the time. Everybody thought it was a scam because they couldn't understand it. Same scenario as we have now with Hex and anything related to Richard Hart. Everybody acts like they're retarded. So you got to just take it as it comes, right? And that's just what it is, right? Man, God love the haters, bro. They are so funny.
Johnny says it doesn't matter if ETH is $10,000 if it costs 5,000 to send it.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact, right?
Yeah.
I mean it's so dumb. People just don't get it. But anyways, they'll figure it out when they're working on an empty chain.
I guess.
Nice. How about that? That's what it's about. That little girl is never gonna have to think about a damn thing in her life when she's ready to receive those funds, right? Because that's one thing, right? It's easy to give people money. It's hard for them to know what to do with it if they're not taught the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is why we talk about more than just making money here. It's a little bit more than that. It's about understanding what money is, that it's just a tool, right? Because haters got to be quiet because they don't know what they're talking about. This is why all they got is stupid ass claims that they can't even back up. All they can do is repeat them over and over and over and hope that they stick like shit on a wall. That's literally all they got. So what can you do with people like that, right? You can't do much, man. You can't do much. All you can do is hope that one day they save themselves from their stupidity. And that's all we got. So let's see here. I'm just checking the chat, making sure we don't have it.
Yep.
I'm not missing any questions. Let's see. Yeah, people didn't really have the opportunity to actually have millions of BTC. Silly how people, take that for granted, right? Holding millions of hexes. I mean, that's again that unit bias, right? This is why people don't understand what's going on. They really don't realize what is actually happening, right? Because they don't realize that there's not going to be 68 million, 17 million, 57 million, 4 million hex just sitting around forever. I mean, at one point, the liquidity pool was half of this.
Yeah, true.
So, what are you gonna do when this shit just disappears again? You're gonna be left holding that bag, right? And it could happen at any time, right? Because the market just snaps. And the thing about it is that you don't know who's gonna come and buy this market, because the conversations that are being had that are not being had on YouTube cannot be had on YouTube for a reason,
Yeah.
right?
Important conversations are being
Yeah,
had, definitely not on YouTube.
not on YouTube. Yeah. So, you know, you got to understand the big picture here, because nobody operates within this small crypto world. Nobody. That's why the promise coin space is only at 2 trillion, because nobody cares about it. Only the people in it care about it. That's it. The real world is relegated to meme coins and NFTs. Do you really think that's what's going to cause adoption? You are out your mind.
It's crazy that that's the main purpose of crypto nowadays.
Uh-huh. That's right.
And
It's
it
a
was
joke.
and it was about being free from the system. And now we're trading kitty cats.
There you go. This is a good comment. This dude converted all his Doge to USDC back in 24, or that he got from 2014. That's funny. And then sacrificed it for Pulse. That is funny as shit. Appreciate you, brother. That's too funny, man. That's too funny. Oh, man. Yep, that's it. Influences don't matter here. You either get paid or you get broke. So, yep. That's funny. Okay, see, I didn't know that. That was when we were looking at the ether scan. So now we know. I didn't know that because, I mean, again, it's pointless. Once you understand what's going on in the system, the fine details don't matter. I leave that to the pros. Like, I don't got time to be looking at a blockchain and shit. I know how to read the motherfucker, but that's all I need. I don't need to sit there and study it, right? If I got all this data from the blockchain, then I understand what's going on. All I need to know that the blockchain actually does this, and I can confirm the blockchain actually does this. So I don't need to sit there and sift through transactions when I can ascertain what the system is actually doing and explain it in real time. So, that's you at the end of the day if you're selling Hex. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, it's fair to say it'll be when nobody any longer cares. I mean, I don't know.
No, Nokia upgraded at some point.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Remember?
I mean, the thing is, nobody likes bad business, right? And this is what everybody is seeing, right? Yeah, everybody doesn't have a shit ton of ETH, so not good for everybody, right? And the whole fact of the matter is that's where Ethereum has it fucked up, right? Or maybe they don't, right? Because that's the thing, you don't really know. You're just presuming, but we all are. My bet is that they don't want the average Joe to have access. Why else would it be this expensive?
Yeah.
It's the only reason I can think for it to be this expensive. There's no benefit to it otherwise, right? Because they don't want adoption. They want you to be relegated to the fiat system.
Maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe they don't want DeFi to be accessible for everyone.
I would be surprised if they did.
Yeah, and probably like it started like with the idea of, hey, this is a good idea, and then big money got a hold of it, and then you get all kinds of VC money and all kinds of weird ass possessive institutions, and they will tell you what to do or else.
Get the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what the market is saying, right? This is what the market is literally saying right now. It's saying fuck ETH. Basically, right now. Yeah. Like, nobody has any expectations for Ethereum. And people are voting with their pocket. Like 80% said fuck ETH. I mean, will you eventually... Actually, this is all negative for ETH. I just realized it's maybe only when I have to and no. So 17%... Yeah,
there's no yes. No.
Yeah, there's no yes here. So 17% just said no.
I mean, you should have put a yes in, see what happened. But
nah, there's really no reason to say yes.
No, but if the...
Only when I have to is good enough.
Like, I would have gotten better answers out of that. Yes. That's how research works, dude.
I like my bias research, bro.
God damn it. Dude, have you seen the... Wait, I'm going to send it to you. Wait.
So I'll read Mitchell's comment while you're doing that. I think ETH devs are in a hard position if they swap ETH for proof of stake. The current miners were dust, right? We all know that. RH is basically forcing them to do so, right? He is changing ETH to proof of stake and trying to incentivize as many devs projects to come across day one. Yeah, the question is, will they? Right? Will they make the smart bet? That's the question.
Wait, can you share? Yeah, okay, wait. That was not even the one that I wanted to send you.
Oh, it's not?
But it is a good one.
But it is a good one, yeah, because it's true.
Wait. Invent's highest appreciating asset of 2020-2021 convinces you to give it back.
Yeah, that was a funny ass. Ooh,
For anyone that has ever seen Futurama, this is the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's a funny show. And this robot, it really, like, I can really see him making this. Yeah, I can really see that. Yeah, because it's funny. Yeah.
But yeah, I think everybody done told you.
Pretty much.
Huh?
Pretty much. Finally got to Johnny's comment after like half an hour. But yeah, I mean, it's clear that the market has bad taste for ETH at this point.
Yeah.
Right, and the fact is, nice. Yes, sir. Shout out to your excellence. Thank you for the nice bit of news.
Shout out to Melv Tony giving us constant price updates.
For sure.
I just picture Melv Tony just sitting on the couch just 24/7.
Typing in a number.
Constantly. He's in every fucking stream, man.
Right.
Appreciate the support.
Man. This is too funny. I'll make my own weeks with lower fees and hookers.
And you know, he would say something like that as well.
Yep, exactly. That's why it's so funny. I mean, why, bro? Why do you got to play yourself so hard? It's crazy. I mean, we're literally dabbling here, right? We're just a hop skip away from doing a 5X. We're chilling right here. We're 3 doubles away from seeing a buck, right? 1, 2, and 3. I mean, we're looking good, and you know, everybody else is just getting fucking skull fucked.
Yeah, this is retarded, man. And the mere fact that people talk about fucking decentralization and stuff, and people have the guts to say Bitcoin is decentralized.
I know, it's so funny, isn't it?
And you know they've seen this. You know they've seen this as well. Like the
this is funny.
No.
You guys kill me, man.
Exigans just throw away money.
Yeah, it's too funny, bro. It's too funny. Oh man. Let's see. If you have 6530 hex, you stake it for 10 years, that gets you 1 T-share. A hex price of $31.75 gets you $1 million for an initial cost of $1,100. Pretty sure it's gonna blast past the yeah. Yeah, and I mean it's just simple math, right? If Bitcoin can get to when did Bitcoin get to $1,000? Let's see. Well, it did that in like year 4 or some shit like that. Right, I think it did. It was right here. Yeah, year 4 basically.
Fucking gives a super chat and says 40% on to
Hexicans do. So yeah, it went November 2013, and it came out in 2009. End of the year 2000, beginning of the year 2009. So almost 4 full years before you saw a 4-figure number in Bitcoin. Right, so that's 365.
4 years, 3-figure
Yeah.
number. You mean?
Nah, 1,000, bro.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
1,095. It's all good, bro. We almost wrapping this shit up. So 1,460 days, right? Let's say 4 years to see a 4-figure number. We're halfway there at this point, right? So
and we started way lower, so a 3-figure number would
be great because you get the ability to pick up all that hex, right? I mean, people out here complaining they should be bagging that shit up. I don't get it.
Fucking 16 cents. I backed that up yesterday, man. It was good.
I mean, I don't get it. This is an opportunity to put yourself in a strong position.
It's funny. I make videos for Hexicans exclusively now, and they pay me, and I'm like, cool. You know where this is going? Pumps your bags.
Yeah,
like it all goes to Hex, man.
Exactly. It's too easy, bro. It's too easy. I mean, imagine if we're only at a for what? You're just gonna have to hassle your way through the system to get them to T-shares.
Do you want positive externalities or negatives?
Right, exactly.
Basically.
I mean, people are so slow. They don't understand that they get to choose what they want. It's crazy.
Even when I explain people exactly step by step why holding fiat is the worst thing you could ever do, people still don't understand the economics. Even if I step by step explain how economics work, they have no clue. Like there's something just doesn't connect with a lot of people.
Well, they like to believe the lies are sold, right? Like they don't like to look at the stats. I mean, look at this.
And I'll keep on doing it. I'll keep on trying to get some people to get it because sometimes someone does, and that's worth everything, man.
For sure. I mean, the bottom 0.2% of the coins, all the coins in existence, are held by half of the people in the Bitcoin network, or half of the addresses in the Bitcoin network. 4,000 coins, bro. Bottom 0.2 of all the supply. Half of the addresses.
It's insane.
There's no words, bro. That's all we see. I mean, it's funny. It's funny that after all this running up, people still don't get it.
It's interesting to me that the same people I saw in 1 cent, that some of them are whining.
Oh, no surprise. I mean, I hope they sell. Right? So because it only makes our yield bigger. Right? I mean,
Renop says Black Friday discounts for assets.
Boom. That's basically what's going on, if you understand what's going on here.
Yeah, solid.
Right? I mean, wow. Right? Wow.
If anyone is listening, it would be really fun to have an all-time high on the 2nd of December.
Oh, how crazy would that be?
Please pump it.
Imagine.
That would be fun. Like wow. I don't even care that we're at this level of price. I just want to have a bigger party.
I just don't want to remember anything, even that.
Dude, I heard some things, and it's gonna be fucking legendary, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I've heard some things too. I'm just not so sure it's gonna be a one-day affair.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But anyways, we won't dabble about that.
I'm gonna be there for a few days, man.
Oh yeah, it is gonna be good. It's gonna be a hell of a party. So half of all the addresses own 4,000 BTC. I think that's a great way to end this one.
Yes, everybody not told you.
I mean, people are highly done with this network. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was even like, yo, what about a yes? Everybody's like, yeah, we just fucking out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, and nobody expects them to do anything.
I really need Pulse Chain, man. This is.
But that's the whole point,
Like,
bro.
I need
like,
it. It's not even I want
everybody
it. I
is
need
like,
it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: we're the most active users on the network outside of the shitcoin buyers, because we're making active investments week over week, month over month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like people are like, we popularized Uniswap, right? Like, Hexicans make everything popular because we're actually actively engaging networks because we like making money. Not really the case for the rest of the space.
True.
Yeah. So, think about what you're putting down on the table, what you would like from it over time, because it's really on you, right? Because at the end of the day, risk comes in many forms, right? Like, look that up. Start reading. Start reading. 53 types of risk. I mean, risk is infinite. It's all about how you, assess it. What risk are you assessing? Are you assessing it mathematically? Are you just pissing in the wind? This is pissing in the wind, folks. Literally. So be clear on that. Because there's a difference between investing in something that has a value proposition, right, which you can clearly see that price is tracking, right, because you're getting paid every day. Here's the return, right? Or do you want to maybe be on some, I don't know, just owning something? I don't understand it. But you guys see what's going on here. Do the math or get wrecked. I don't even know what else to tell you. Like, it's just crazy at this point. I mean, what is this? A double? Are we getting a look? I hope Bitcoin really just doesn't trade like everything else. Because if it does, then yeah.
Does this look like a double top to you?
Well, so got negative divergence that's formed as of now, but we still have 8 days until this candle is done before we can actually say it's negative divergence.
Yeah.
But it's shaping up to be that if it doesn't do any positive price action, because when you come down here, you got the delta, you got the moving averages have crossed over, and then you even have the histogram has flipped, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have a lower high on the RSI, which typically is not a positive. So we'll see, bro, because when Bitcoin stopped out the first time, it was literally a volatility stop. And what that means is that the market just reversed. It didn't have time to do this. You see, it just...
Wait, what did it do? Oh, that's the... Oh, damn. That's the 2017 thing.
Yeah, and this is 34 days per bar.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Exactly. So if this is... yeah, so if this is actually... if this actually takes hold and takes foot like a regular market, which I don't actually think it will, but you never know, it could be ugly.
Yeah.
Because now
like it might be artificially pumped.
So. Yeah, but it's been artificially pumped, but it could be realistically dumped, which is the problem. True. Because, it's hard to say, but they don't want people using anything outside of fiat. That's something we do know.
Yeah.
We know that. So we can make all our bets based on that. And that's how I look at things, right? Because crypto is not wanted in the system. That's a fact. Let me see. We got a question here. Yeah, 101 ways to die. Choose one. I always think about that because that's life. That's why you stake. Why would you put your money on the line when you can just be like this guy? That's only one.
Thank you for keeping it alive, Renchiti.
Thank you. Thank you. So
there's always someone in chat that does that.
100%.
That brings up names with only one.
But just look at this. This is how violent that move was, right? In 2017 when it topped out.
It was an 80% dip, right? 85.
Yeah, from that point, yep. Let's see.
Yeah.
80%. And I don't think that was the actual low. I think the
No, it was a
actual low was
20K, but the actual top there was
82.
20K, right?
Oh, that was, yeah. Yeah, like the month, yeah.
Something
So it
like
was
that.
84,
Yeah.
84%. But what's 3%?
Since I sacrificed Hex for Pulse, will I be able to trade my Hex for Pulse?
Okay, so that's not how it works, brother. So what happened is that when you sacked, you made a statement by saying, "Hey, I want some of this Pulse if it does come out in the future." So whatever you sacked will be what you get. If you don't have any liquid Pulse or any liquid Hex in your wallet, then you're not going to get any Hex on the other chain. So it's whatever you're only going to get a copy of whatever's in your MetaMask or MetaMask type wallet, which is I think what BIP20 coins or whatever. I can't remember what the name of the tech is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember, but that's what's happening there. So if you don't have if you don't have any coins in your wallet, then you're not getting a copy of those coins. If it's just what you sacked, then you will only get a representation of that sack. And that's all I can give you in terms of an answer, sir. So, yeah.
It's crazy that people sack and have no idea what it actually
Yeah, that shit is fucking crazy. Yeah. Here comes Kareem at the last second. Bruh, you at the wrong time, man.
Bruh.
Yeah, we are not about to stress.
We've
this
been
for
going for 3 hours, bro.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry.
Well, yeah,
No, don't bring him on. He's gonna talk for another hour.
No, he can say bye, but that's all
it's
he's gonna do.
Hey,
What up,
be
bro?
respectful to the people showing some love. So, and by the way, I've been watching the stream in the background. So,
dope,
but,
man.
but you know, when homeboy Patrick really raved the engine, it's a little too loud out here. So,
Shout out to
you know what I
Patrick.
mean? But we're moving like Hex. You feel me? Fast and up and to the right.
You already know. It's the only way to move, man. It's the only way to move.
He represents that good German engineering. He got good handling out here. So it's not. I'll be like, pull over. I'm driving. What you talking about? My life is bright. I ain't trying to die.
Right? No shit. These guys out here catching tickets and shit.
Yeah, but just briefly, I love what you guys were just talking about before wrapping up because and I'm not a trader, but I recognize chart. If you pull up on the monthly real quick, Bitcoin looks like another shooting star, and Wells is absolutely right. This shit might be ugly, and then you see the massive, bearish divergence that we've been seeing for weeks. Mm-hmm. And if people remember, when we're talking about the premium, when we're talking about grayscale, still negative, and clipping coins week over week. Yeah, people don't realize this shit until one day there's a drop, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, where did the buy pressure went?" Right? When they were just slowly liquidating, and then now that the DXY is rising, game over.
Yep. And it's been, I don't even know where it is right now. Hold on, let's check. Because I even forget to look at it. Look, 96.20 was the close on Friday. I mean, that thing is ripping. Yep. And this is a monthly chart. This is a monthly chart.
And it might even rip even more because that's what people don't understand. It's like the shenanigans will always be played. You don't need to know what it is. You just need to understand they're going risk off. They've been doing this shit for like weeks. And then now, lo and behold, you hear about this bullshit variant, this and that. But it's like, if you just watch the chart, because they always know before you know. So the goal isn't for you to know what's happening, it's for you to follow the money. So you know shenanigans are coming. So you add that, you add the headwind, you add premium still negative, you add grayscale still like net loss week over week. It matters because it's the biggest holder of the Bitcoin. And then like you had it on the chart, showing the bearish diversion. Again, monthly chart, not 30-minute chart, not 5-minute chart. And it looks like a shooting star. And when that thing closes by the end of the month, we'll see. Shout out to, this is a joke, of course, but be sweating right now. Where's my 96K? That's all I need to know.
Well, it's coming, bro. It's coming. The way this dollar's moving is not looking too hot.
So what is this chart exactly saying now? I forgot the DXY.
It's all good. So right now, I have it.
Perfect. We'll break it down for you. Don't worry, Markable.
I have the DXY right against the Bitcoin chart, and what you're seeing is the fact that the dollar has already done a double bottom, and it looks like Bitcoin is now about to make a double top.
Exactly.
So yeah,
And Marco, just to help you out from previous cycle, when the dollar is weakened or quote unquote crashing and inflating, this is historically, that's when Bitcoin were also having its bull market. If you look at 2017, right? And then when it started to rise and it reached a certain level, especially around the 96 area and above sustained, that was the bear market, because it's the opposite of the thesis, right? People crying saying, oh, fiat inflation, this 5-6%, which is bad, month over month. Therefore, that's the use case for Bitcoin, right? Because you want to avoid the inflation. But now, if the dollar is strengthening, then it's the opposite, because people are gonna go risk off, because they'll just go get the shitty yield from the dollar. But because it's strengthening and it's a basket of currency, the purchasing power is increasing against the European. Another example would be like Turkish lira or whatever it might be. So you don't need number go up, because you get the same value by purchasing power going up. Make sense? You still get the same dollars, but now your dollar is stretching. It's like taking your dollar, taking your euro, and going to a third country that just have a currency collapse. You feel rich, and this is where the milkshake theory comes about. How people are getting squeezed. They get you in. There's a little frog, room temperature. Everybody talking shit. Yeah. Jerome Powell doesn't know what he's doing, right? And then when you're comfy, thinking NFT is the future and this and that and whatever, which is cool. Now you already cooked, and then they close the funnel. And then just like the meme coin, you're like, what just happened? And then we're like, hey, remember when we thought that was a meme? Yeah, joke's on you now. So because Jerome Powell got reelected, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
because
that's
before
how it
you worry about
works
reelection, exactly. Because like a politician, right? If you worry about reelection, you're gonna play nice until you get reelected, and then you're in for 4 more years. So that we're shutting this shit down because people keep talking shit about our system, which is bad. So we have to show that we're quote unquote responsible, which is a joke. Because it's just going to get to a certain level and then it's going to crash again. But right now, because if you understand the plumbing, the pressure is rising, and if you're 100%. Smart and wise, you're not worried for the you're not waiting for the pipe to burst. You just know that pressure is rising fast, and at some point it can't handle itself. It's going to pop. So and we're talking about trillions of dollars. So when that thing moves a couple percentage, it's a big deal. Because it's trillions of dollars, hundreds of trillions, and then quadrillions if you talk about the derivative. We're not talking about your Bitcoin when you can put 10K in and then the price pump 50%.
That's the funny part, right?
They don't get that. Absolutely. So yeah, and then again, you watch the movie again. So now, just the simple fact that it's at 96 and above, and it's just maintained there, in the balance of probability, dude, you're not gonna get more rise, and then squeeze, and then the trap is closing on you. And then by the time you get complacent, one day you get another massive red candle, and then we're down 20%, and you're like, what happened?
That's how it went in 2017.
Pretty much.
And let me give everybody a little, again, I shared this story before because it's so powerful. And to this day, 16 years later, I still remember when I woke up in my country, and then it's like, we got devalued 50% overnight. Like, you don't understand how nasty that is. Like, literally, there's nothing you can do.
People don't. Because they don't, they got no idea. Because they only know one fucking currency, bro.
The next day, you trying to go to the currency exchange it for whatever you want to travel. They say, sir, yeah, you get half. Like, it happens so fast. It's so sudden. The pair just shift on you, and then you're fucked. But then you see the guy coming in, you're like, rich. Oh my God, your purchasing power just doubled.
Yeah.
Like funny story I was reading about, like in Turkey when the shit happened, my friend was telling me then, people were flying from Dubai the same night, running to go to the next day morning to buy a luxury good, Louis Vuitton and everything in the store, literally, because they were getting it at 30% discount. Because it happened so fast, but they didn't know. And then they exchanged their money as they walked in, and they were going buying goods. Wow. And then it happened so fast, the store didn't have time to reprice everything. So people were buying luxury goods on a discount.
Yeah.
Insane.
Wow.
Nasty.
And that's the thing people don't realize. It's slowly, then all of a sudden.
Yep. That's it. That's how the trap goes.
Yeah, it doesn't happen just because they're not waiting for you to see it coming. Like, and that's the thing that people don't understand. They really think they're out here trying to do you favors, and they're not.
Exactly. They're not your fucking friends. And then ultimately, what they're doing is that they tell you, oh, this, that, COVID, and the third. Nah, the system was crashing. They need to print $1 trillion a day to bail out their friends, bail out the system. Now that's all done. The bailout has been done. They close the facility. Now they're just in an excuse to close the thing. So they overprint on purpose then you're going to complain about too much inflation. So they're going to do what they always wanted to do, which is close the funnel after bailing out their friends. You feel me?
Correct.
And then after the fact, they're going to tell you, oh, it's this, is that, and it's variant and whatever. And then once they pump it again more, and then we take you for another spin. And then they're going to tell you.
Literally.
But first, they got to crash you first. It's like the exchange. They got to get you liquidated first.
Exactly.
And then they'll give you the discount, and they'll tell you, come back, buy some more. New capital.
So I literally have a chart of the US dollar versus the Turkish lira up right now.
Jesus Christ. Look at it.
Yeah. And it's from February 2020 through now, September or whatever this is, November 28th, right? And what you're seeing is pretty much an all-time low of 5.25 versus the all-time high, which just happened like a few days ago of 13.25. Right, so this currency has literally collapsed on itself to the tune of 150%.
Insane, guys. We're talking about the currency. It's like literally your wealth just being eroded. Forget about any kind of investment you have denominated in that currency. You're fucked. Imagine working your whole life, make investments, this, that, all in Turkish lira, right? From your job, your W-2.
People don't understand that. This is what I mean when I say dollar-denominated assets. You are fucking yourself, period. It doesn't matter. Your shit is not worth zero. In fact, it's worth 0 minus 50%. How you like that?
Yeah.
This is exactly what just happened to these people.
It's a net so big, you can't escape.
Damn. I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, bro, this is happening this is what's coming to the Western world, and motherfuckers ain't trying to believe me.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is like, Wells is saying this, like, we're talking about like breaking news / recent news / this shit happened like a couple days ago.
Yeah, this was this week. This ain't old news.
But of course, TV doesn't show you shit, right? Because it's all fake news out there. They don't care.
I don't.
They're gonna show you sports, and then that's it.
Yeah, I know. I also don't watch this. I watch Will's only. That's my news.
Yeah, well, I tell people what they need to worry about.
Yeah,
right? Like I could cover that, but it's like
so basically in the last 2 months it went up from almost 2x. Almost.
In the last 2 months, it went more than 100% against you in the last 2 months.
Insane. And what's even sad, I mean, what is really sad, but on the opposite side of this trade, those who basically didn't have the Turkish lira, that had either crypto or let's say dollars, for that matters, like literally they become, in Turkish lira term, whatever, they become so fucking rich. Like it's just like dangerous in a way, but you make wrong move and it's a flip of a coin and you're fucked for a long time.
Yep.
This is like what we're saying, people selling for 1x, 2x, and then they miss out the 100x move. Because when it comes, it's like a little bit and then sudden, and then you get left behind. And that's the similar thing that you can see here. But if you have the ability to see what's coming, writing on the wall, because this is why I mentioned this, because my next topic is similar to that too, because it happens to Bitcoin, then it's a chain reaction. Because in the Bitcoin / crypto market, that's what HEX is in terms of the new bond market. Like we tell people many times, right? Fixed product, got everything there. So if you watch the chart, it's starting to print the W pattern, ready to take off. Are you going to be one of those people that are going to wait until Bitcoin gets spanked hard, which then is going to spank Ethereum, because Ethereum is also in a little bit of a shooting star, and then you're going to go get your HEX? Or are you going to be the wise one that said, listen, I've seen this movie before. I've seen the correlation. People still forget HEX pumped very hard in the bear market. Because again, when everything goes to shit, when people realize that shitcoins are still shitcoins and memes are still memes,
we dance on their coffins.
That's what I'm saying. So now is again one of those times to be wise and play chess, not checkers.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that
you must not know shit about Venezuela if you're asking for a chart on that.
Oh my God, that's the ultimate reg one. That's the ultimate reg one. And then, well, just put like a side by side. Because I tweeted about it. It's so funny. If you put a side by side like HEX chart with the DXY, you get to see literally like one is just playing out the other one, just a little bit fast forward. Because just like in the traditional market, we need the big one to be spanked, and then reactionary kicks in. It's just so funny.
Yep. People they don't understand. They don't understand. And what's funny is in the future, HEX is going to lead the dollar, assuming the dollar even exists.
Exactly.
So yeah.
This follows it with a.
No. The dollar is ahead of it for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it goes ahead first, and then it catch up. And then when you zoom out some of the frame, because obviously on one it's a, if you had it on the formation, right, that you see on the daily chart of the dollar, is literally the beginning of the W that Hex is doing right now from that kind of low that we had, because the time frames are a little bit different. That's why. Because one is like on the daily, the other one is more like on the 4 hour. You get to see the similar pattern. It's like down, then it does a W, and then it rises up. So we're at the part where we're finishing the W. And then once we spike up, it's just going to run. Because at that point, what's going to happen is chances are you're going to get another tweet from Richard. The floor is lava. You know what time it is. You're going to hear more about, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be like Nostradamus bullshit, right? You're going to hear bullshit shenanigans. You're going to hear about, what's it called, Patrick? Whatever the fuck that variant's called. They come up with
Micron or whatever.
They run out of names after a while. Well, you know what I mean? They're going to be a new variant. They're going to pick another country that you probably never win before. They're going to tell you, oh, this and that, to play the narrative.
Last lockdown already showed us that Hex is resistant.
That's what I'm saying.
Resistant to the pandemic.
So they come up with the excuse to do the shenanigan. You get spanked, the dollar rises, and then crypto gets spanked, especially Bitcoin, and then you'll see Hex take off because people realize, oh, wait a minute. Boom, I'm over here. I need fixed product. I need yield. And who's the best one? Oh, there you go. Chain reaction.
Yeah.
Same movie before.
That's it. Same news, different story. Pick the right horse, and you're gonna win. Basically.
So if you're selling your crypto for fiat, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I don't even have words for that one. It's kind of funny how people just don't understand basic math, right? They think that because they're holding something priced in something else that they're good. You got to understand there's always another equation that comes after that equation that you think you solve. It's a never-ending series. Like a fractal is a real thing. That's the only real thing about life. This is why those that don't understand that this is a multi-layer game get played, right? So all those landowners in Turkey that thought they were good, now all they have is land, literally. That's it. They don't have any value. Like that land is valueless.
Exactly. Right? Because it's denominated into something that should, and this is how they steal the wealth worldwide. It's so sad.
Correct.
And then they're printing more of the same shit for free, and then they're literally buying back the land for free.
Correct. They don't cost them what the hell. They just gave themselves a 50% discount.
Yeah.
From a year ago and a half.
Yep. On top of that, they're the one receiving the inflation.
Correct.
That's insane. Because they're printing it, they're devaluing you, and they're getting the money for the printing because they're the one getting the money printer.
That's right. They're the ones that got the access to the money printer. This shit ain't decentralized.
Yeah,
this is not decentralized.
It's borderline communism almost. Like it's like
it is communist, bro. Turkey ain't fucking free. Ain't fucking a thing free about Turkey. Turkey is one of the most oppressive regimes on the planet. So yeah,
it's just sad, man. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make sure hop on, say a few words, show some love. We're out here. We're in Connecticut right now on the way to New York. It's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah, coming down tonight. That's
doing
right.
the good work.
Yeah. Thank you. We're out here. Patrick, want to say something real quick?
It's good to see all that, man.
To the community. It was nice hearing you. So, and we're just looking forward to see you again.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good week. It's going to be Hex Week, basically, in New York.
There you go.
For those that don't know.
Is there a party or something going on?
Yeah, there's some kind of party going on.
Always.
There's going to be some major party going on the 2nd. You might want to be here if you're near the city area.
I heard something is in London as well.
Yeah, there's something going on in London, but it's not going to be as live as the one in New York.
Yeah.
Of course, in the plug. Hey, we're live streaming both anyway, so it'll be good.
Right. Because where we're going, you don't need all these rules don't exist where we're going over here. So just saying.
They do if I would want to come.
Well,
there you go.
I don't know. Over here, all I know is we don't got none of them funky rules you Europeans got. So much luck to you guys over there. Hope it works out. Good luck having fun. I hope there's a hideaway you guys can escape to after the big quick party. But if you're stateside, you're good.
I'm gonna let you guys hear the R8 for a little bit. But I just want to show you guys something.
Nice. I hope it doesn't sound like death on the fucking phone.
And then he dropped out.
Oh, it dropped out. All right, we'll give
okay.
him a minute to see if he can hop back on, and then we'll just wrap it up. It's been a good one, man. It's been
Good stream.
Yeah, it's been a good stream because we went over some crucial topics. And yeah, you guys get the party with Richard, but our party's gonna be better, so it's all good.
I told the people that are coming, I told everyone to get ready with cameras because we need some new Richard who's dancing gifs.
That's true.
We need them. We need more Hexagon.
He's not shy either.
We need more Hexagon dancing gifs because then we can stomp on the haters even more.
Even fun in even funnier fashion.
If everyone just gets his or her own gif of dancing, that would be great. I will edit them all. No, I will not.
Yo, it was so funny. Connection was dropped. The phone couldn't handle it. The sound was so loud. The engine.
Is that what it was?
Say something and then, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Slowly. Go ahead, Patrick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. Whew.
It don't sound the same on over the phone, but I know what it sounds like in person.
No, but tomorrow you'll find out. But yeah.
Word up. Yes, sir. It's gonna be Hex Week in New York. So in New York, we're gonna have the workshop on the 30th. We're gonna have the party on the 2nd. And if you want to find out more about that, you can go to Freedom
Info.
Is it? Damn, I always get it wrong. FreedomTV.info. FreedomTV.info, right? Yeah.
Yes. .info. Yep.
Yeah. FreedomTV.info. And then on Friday we'll be in Lancaster doing a workshop there. I'm going to be there because that's a stop that got added. And then y'all can see Philly. My man Das Child will be there on the 4th, hosting a meetup on the 4th of Philly at the Front Street Cafe. There we go. So you guys go check out those tour dates. Be ready. Be ready to teach people what crypto is, because yes, we are that early, folks.
Yep. Hey, Kareem.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the new video I made where you done told everyone?
Yeah, dude, so good, so good. Everyone's out there. Yeah, I see it on Twitter. Man, you have a gift, remarkable. I'm gonna tell you that. So I can't wait. The creativity is on point, man. So keep up the good work there.
That's for sure.
Gonna be a whole lot more coming, man.
And I can just tell you're having fun doing it. So that's
for sure.
You're
now
in the
that
zone.
I can make it for exclusively Hexagons, I'm all game, man. So fun.
There you go. And that's the power of our community. I tell people all the time, it's like everybody adds value. And then the cool thing is when it's genuine and it comes to something that you're passionate about doing, man, it turns out even better.
Lose, bro. Yeah, you can't lose.
Can't lose.
Yeah, there's no losing. That's the thing people don't get. There's no, when you're doing something because you know it's the right thing to do, all you do is win.
Facts.
That's it. And with that, we are out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy. And don't forget, right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. That's it. That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. These motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. Man, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all's deep. Everybody. My God. Hex agents, bro. Everybody. Australia.